Let it begin!
everybody! Hi! How's it going? Did I make sure to unmute both of us? Yes, I did! I'm good! Welcome on in! Welcome on in! How we doing? How we do? Why are you already laughing at me? How?
That scared the hell out of me.
Were you not expecting me to be loud? You know who you're in a call with. I'm very
I
loud.
wasn't expecting it. No, continue.
Hi, welcome on in. There's a lot of folks out here. I see, just naming down a few, I see we have Xana, Haley, Emoji, Cindervale, Ilon, Paige, got some person named Grim Repose. I wonder who that is. We got Thanato. We got a lot of folks. Welcome on in. How we doing? Hi, mods. Shout out Grunkle Dan and Coach for me. But welcome on in.
And ban Grim Repose while you're at it. I don't know who that guy is.
No,
Get them out of here.
No, keep them here. In fact, do me a favor. Shout out Grim Repose.
No.
Do it.
Not like this.
It's not like you can find a link to their channel literally in the title of the stream and on clicking my face.
Sweats. Sweats.
Yeah. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome to our, hold on, I'm counting, 5th episode of Fallen Confessions, a twitch.tv confessional booth, where I bring on a guest, we sit down, and we have that guest confess to them many different questions that we have. Do you have, like, both layers of that background made? I can't. So, Coach, I do, but the way I have it set up, I can't split us. So unless I want to shove both me and Grim into the back room. And B, I thought about it. There's a
mystery stream.
It's a mystery stream. The other issue is that just means one of our models gets blocked out by the webbing of the fucking confessional booth.
Well, we could see your face, right?
I guess.
Like you'd be peeking out through the grate.
I guess.
Look, Georgie.
We all float down here.
It's a nice boat you got there, Georgie. Come a little closer to my confession booth.
I don't need to imagine Pennywise in a priest outfit. So, quick little rundown before I dive into everything for today, chat. For those that are new, hi, I'm Verendel, and this is my confessional booth. Now, the idea behind Fallen Confessions is it's a podcast interviewee type style show where, again, I bring on people, I ask them questions, they confess to them. Some quick ground rules. First things first, while light ball busting and ribbing is allowed, especially between me and my guest, we are not here to shame our guest. If you do that, I'm going to yell at you guys. As well, the guest always has the option to veto and skip a question if they ever start feeling uncomfortable with the subject matter of where it starts leading, things like that. At the end of the day, my guest comfort comes above everything else, even above you guys. Remember that. And my mod staff are very good at being quick on the draw with folks that don't respect that. So,
I have diplomatic immunity.
What office do you run?
That's classified. I can't tell you about that. Just know.
Bullshit! That is not classified. You are literally in a confessional booth.
I'm under NDA. Yeah, I can't even talk to God.
Excuse me.
However,
Fallen Angel. I also don't talk to God. I quit, thank you.
Who are you confessing to? Aside from you.
Confessing to me!
Who absolves us? You?
Yes! If fucking Choir Boy could get his own realm where he gets to hold on to sinners, I could get my own realm, thank you.
I guess I didn't really understand how the hierarchy was working in the Fallen Area scenario. I'm caught up to date.
Yeah, you got. Listen, the quick lore. Big ol' Satine fell to pride and he got hell. I fell to envy and made the hollowed. So this is my realm.
Ah, okay, got it.
We got a fountain with clam chowder in it. It's great. Anyway.
Oh, God. Okay, got it. Truly a realm of the damned. Incredible.
Not Han. You had to go.
Yeah.
We're not even diving into questions yet. I have to ask you. What do you
Uh-huh.
mean ew when it comes to clam chowder?
I can't do a chowder. I can't do it. It's like the worst possible combination between like wet ice cream texture and soup. This is also actually probably really relevant. I don't fuck with soup, broadly speaking. I'm not a fan of liquid food.
You not only come into my chat, the soup person, the soup VTuber, but also besmirch chowder?
Soup VTuber.
The chowder of the most aggressively Bostonian VTuber out there! What the fuck? I'm sorry, this collab's ending, folks. I'm leaving. Goodbye. I'm out.
No,
I'm
Candy's
free.
right.
I'm
Chowder
free.
sucks.
Get Tia! Fuck!
I think specifically they did mean that you guys wouldn't be able to shame me, but they are immune to my diplomatic immunity.
V, you said no shaming. There's no shaming. Listen, when it comes to the matter of chowder, that's a crusade. I'm launching a crusade. All right. We should actually dive on into the questions. Hold on. All right.
All of the questions have been changed to like, when will you eat chowder?
When will you eat chowder?
Have you ever eaten chowder?
Have you parked your car in Harvard Yard?
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, shit. Also, mods, get a shout out for Tia, please and thank you. Alright. When will you wear wings? Shut
When
up.
will you wear wigs? Do you wear wigs?
Do you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs?
Leave me alone, you savages. No. Alright. We ready? Grimmy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, speaking of lore, speaking of fluff, excellent transition. Because we need to talk about yours. You're a funny little fae
Magnificent
creature.
Psycho Lord. I am. This is true.
So, as we know, all fae creatures are dicks.
Oh, yeah.
Playfully, but they are dicks nonetheless. Now, as far as I know, when you get a bunch of dicks in a room... I need to rephrase that. When you get a bunch of...
No, keep going.
Well, you know... When you get a
When
bunch of
couple
people...
dicks get in a close enough proximity.
We're off to a great start. So anyway, fae creatures, which ones do you, as a Doulahad, have beef with? Do not bring up the 18 inches of venom! No!
Bring it back. It's been long enough. I think the world is ready for 18 inches of venom.
The world is never ready for 18 inches of venom.
Okay, the thing is, and I really thought long and hard about this because individual species is really hard to say. I feel like the closest I get. Did you ever? Okay, you know how in like the early to like mid 2000s, and I'm going somewhere with this. I don't know if you ever read smutty fiction, but you
I
know
have.
how people had an obsession with angels and demons.
No! I don't know how people in the mid-2000s had a obsession with angels and demons.
Follow me. So
Yeah,
then
I'm
when
following
people
you on this
decided
one.
That was overrated. When people decided that was overrated in like the 2010s, everybody decided that they were going to swap over to fairies, but they were going to use all the same old tropes.
Show Grim your previous Gaia Online avatar right now.
What is your Gaia
No.
Online avatar? You did Gaia Online?
That is a topic that will come up later, Tia. Get out of here.
I'm really glad that the snitching goes both ways because I think V snitched immediately on me to Tia, so Tia snitching on V immediately to me feels like it brings cosmic balance.
Quick context, chat, before we get back to the question.
No, don't tell them.
So we're getting ready for the stream, right? We're getting ready for the collab. I'm excited for this collab. And, you know, I'm like, hey, do you want to use your PNG or your model? And Grim here's like, oh, I'll use my model, right? And so we're getting all set up, and Grim's like, haha, do you want me to use my actual one or the Gengar? I'm like, your actual one, please. And then there's a moment of silence, and I just hear a, oh no. And I'm like, what? And Grimmy here's like, I lost my model.
I couldn't tell you what I did. I don't even know what I did. It was gone. The guy was too. How do you lose your model? You forget to cherish it.
Ah, where'd my skin go?
Where's my skin? I really was sitting there sweating like V. I think I lost my model.
Well, the reason why I snitched to T was because Grimmy over here is going like, I'm going through me and Tia's DMs, see if I can find anything, and I was just like, I'm just gonna message Tia and be like, hey T, your child has lost their model. And right as I hit send, that's when Grim found the model.
Never mind, they fixed it. Gonna start calling you many. No, I found it. I did find it, and the stream wasn't even started yet, so it's good. I'm not many.
It's all good. So anyway, as you were making fun of my love of angels in the mid-2000s and talk about swapping over to fae creatures.
Where people decided that they were going to write about fae creatures instead, but it was like all the same old tropes, but like inexplicably sexy, smutty fairies.
Mm-hmm.
That's my beef. I have beef with all of the sexy, smutty fairies, most because I got like 2 books deep into A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I have never been angry at myself for anything in my life than allowing myself to be emotionally invested in that fuck-ass series.
I have, so here's the thing, I got out of like that whole like, not like fanfic writing, because I don't necessarily call like OC writing and OC obsession with like that during the like, I'd say early 2010s, because I hit my,
Right.
I'm 20 years old now. I have to be an adult. I was one of those millennials. I
Okay,
was.
I understand.
But,
Oh.
fucking, so A Court of Thorn and Roses? What is that about?
It's about so much. It's not even really worth going into because I promise you. I feel like Tia maybe has something to say about it. It was not good. It was not a good series. It was really bad.
Tia, I'm letting you in one more time. Get in here.
You get 3 chances.
I unlock the door to the confessional booth and I wait to hear the fucking goblin foot slappies across the fucking church.
It's just like the Mr. Krabs walking noise. So much more to Faye than just Oberon and Tia. Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh, I have never been flashbanged that hard by a certain amount of
I
words.
too am in this episode.
Coach, get out of here.
Kills you.
No one's the sanctity of this confessional booth. Continue, T.
A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read when I was 12 or 13. I need you to
Yes.
understand this. And I never owned any of these fucking books. I can't even tell you what went on in them. I do not remember. It's more than a lifetime ago, but I remember that it led me to another series, and I'm going to say an author's name. Grimmy, don't explode, okay?
Okay.
Dave Duncan.
Oh my god.
Remember
Oh
Lord of
my
the Firelands in that same vein?
Uh-huh.
I just had to go grab from my shelf the other smuttiest book I own,
Oh my god.
which was Sky of Swords.
I haven't thought about that in so fucking long.
So, needless to say, mid 2000s Romance
There was a lot. There
is
was
not
a lot.
good.
Oh, the King's Blades.
Oh,
the King's Blades.
the King's Blades.
Look, I can't judge you guys. Do you know what my fucking manga of choice growing up in high school was?
Looking at you, Dance of the Vampire Bund.
No, this is gonna come out of nowhere. But are you ready? Are you aware of a
Okay.
series known as Negima?
Stop. Oh my god.
That's bad, Hobie.
Well,
Well, okay. Well, it's
In my-
not the worst.
in my defense,
There were
I was
worse.
in high school.
Yeah.
So
You were the target demographic.
I was a target demographic.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not, and it's not the worst one out there. There were worse. There were worse.
Oh yeah.
There's always worse.
Nekimo is just notorious, I think, because it was a little bit more accessible than the things that were like more depraved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Hunter x Hunter also existed at the same time, so
Correct.
You know.
Yeah. I never actually got around to watching Hunter x Hunter.
you're not missing anything.
There's beef. There's beef. I didn't even know.
There's not beef, it's just not good.
Is it just not good? Really?
It's just not good.
It's so popular though.
I know. It's because people have no taste. They should be over there watching fucking Orin instead.
That is good.
High School
That is good taste.
High School Host Club is a legitimately very good anime.
Correct.
It is. And we stand
If
her
you're gonna
dad.
watch- Yes, I feel like if you're gonna watch romance anime, then you should probably be watching stuff like Ouran High School Host Club. Don't go to the ecchi romance. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Stick with Slice of Life and with Shoujo, okay? You can't go wrong.
This is very true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Right. Sorry. Mexican brain kicked in for a moment. Shoujo, not Shoujo. Jesus Christ.
I didn't even question it. I'll be honest. with you.
My brain. Fucking, I swear to God. Ugh.
I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I'm just gonna let them catch it.
Fucking stick to Fruits
Let-
Bat.
I'm not the
Fruits
biggest fan of
Basket is really good.
Fruits Basket, but that's, to be fair, one of my best friend's younger sister read it, and therefore immediately ruined my idea of being able to
No.
read it.
Not too much on my boy Fruits Basket. Don't be mean.
Your boyfriend. Jamie
Not
over
too
there really
much.
likes fucking Fruits Basket, huh?
Because he has good
Because he's a fruit.
Huh.
That's fucked up.
Fruits
That's
Basket.
evil.
Happy
Saying
Pride,
fruits
everybody.
like
Happy
that's what
June
you like,
3rd.
right?
Happy Pride.
He shrugs and goes, "It's good."
It is good.
Hmm?
I think that Fruits Basket is
You're
maybe the
struggling?
only reason I ever came to terms with being born in the year of the ox, because Hatsuharu is the best character, and I will not stand for any slander.
I can't say anything here because I fell very deep into the clamp rabbit hole.
Yeah,
I
you did
like
get
Holic a
clamped.
lot.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, the glass house. Throw some more rocks, Tia.
Fairy
Throw
tale,
some
fairy
more
tale,
rocks.
fairy tale blows, okay? But like,
Don't
Holic
say
is
fairy
amazing.
tale blows. You'll make Paige cry. She's out in chat right now.
look, Paige also is trying to emulate fucking Soul Eater's art style, and I'm like, honey, you can do so much better.
I love that Tia is just setting down frag grenade after frag grenade. There's nobody on this earth who has stronger opinions than weebs. I say this as one of the strongly opinionated weebs.
Listen.
Look.
At least you didn't get obsessed with High School of the Dead in high school. Because I did.
I did miss that one. I did
I'm
miss
not.
that one.
I'm not saying anything here. Shut up. Don't look at me.
Matrix movies.
That wasn't even the reason.
It-
We all like Gun Otaku Kid. Come on.
Gun Otaku Kid was all of our self-insert. And also, hello, nurse.
Hello, nurse. Tears her skirt to run, and the only thing that she can say is, "That was fucking expensive." Which real.
That is
Real.
Fairy Tale is a roller coaster.
Uh,
Oh boy. I have so much anime that I haven't watched. I'm making a friend watch the live action One Piece with me because if I tried to watch the anime, I think I'd die.
Uh,
I'm only like 3 episodes into that. I need to finish it.
it's really good. Watch the new anime that's coming out because the new anime is just supposed to be the One Piece abridged.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have another one both of you need to desperately watch.
Hmm.
What?
You need to watch May I Ask for One Final Thing.
I did watch it. Oh my god, it's so good. No, I really, really like it.
I have not seen that one. T, have I made?
I'm going to say this now.
It's
Hit me.
peak.
I am normal about Scarlet Van Diemen.
She
Is she a
is
redhead?
maybe
No.
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 No,
All
she
right.
is. She is full Spike Spiegel. I love a woman who can kick my ass.
Hell
It's actually
yeah.
so fun. It's like a big subversion on a lot of the usual because I guess there's been like a big resurgence of like the villainess tropes that are going on in like manga and manhwa right now. And it's like such a fantastic subversion of it. I love it so much. If
I'm
you
going
like
to s-
villainess manga,
I'm going to send you a GIF of her just really fast so you understand how much I like her.
Hold on 1 second. We're getting our door kicked down. Hi, Kilda. Hi.
Hilda, hi Rabbit.
Hi, welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome on in. For those of you joining us for the first time, my name is Varendell Voidstar, Fallen Angel Thrones and Variety VTuber, and tonight I'm hosting my 5th ever episode of Fallen Confessions, featuring the one, the only Grim Repose, and currently making a quick minute or few minute appearance, Tia Singer.
Yeah.
Hi, how we doing? Cowboys Kissing Raid. Were you guys playing fucking what was it? Not Wild Wild West.
Far Far West.
Far
Far
West.
West.
Thank you. I'm guessing you're
That game
playing
was funny
that.
to make you sit down and play.
Oregon Trail.
We need to find a day. You name it.
There you go. They sent you the GIF.
Hello.
Hello. But yes, for those that are coming on in, oh, I've been seeing clips of this anime. Never mind. Yeah, I've
It's
seen.
so good.
I've been seeing. That's on my to watch list.
It
I'm
is
going to
actually so peak.
because Crunchyroll is a bastard and won't let me take screenshots. I'm sending you a picture.
All right. But for those coming on in, this is a confessional booth stream. I'm going to be yapping here with Grimmy for the rest of the night, and I'm going to be asking them several different questions that they have to confess to. To my raiders, if you guys need to go wrap up, do post-stream self-care and post-stream wrap-up, please do go take care of yourself. Self-care is best care.
So true.
I love her.
Eat,
And
unclench
I-
your jaw.
They piss you off,
Wait,
so I
what was
punch
the-
in their teeth.
She's so good. No, actually, but the thing is also is that she isn't just like a bland girl boss character either, because this is something that you see a lot where they're like, I'm gonna make a subversive female character by just making her cool with no other personality traits. She has so much personality. It's so fun. I love her to pieces.
She's so good. And the prince who just thrives on riling her up is also amazing.
So here's the thing. If we're throwing out anime recommendations, I have to throw out a movie recommendation. I know I haven't had Tia sit down and watch it yet, but I have to ask you, Grimmy. Have you ever seen a anime movie by the title of I Want to Eat Your Pancreas?
God damn it. I knew you were going to say that.
No.
Yeah, the movie's not what you think it is. The TLDR, the plot, is that not like popular in the way of like preppy or like stuck up popular, just the girl at the high school that everybody knows and loves and who's a bubbly ray of sunshine goes to the hospital, and there she bumps into the loner kid at her school that like talks to nobody likes him. He's kind of like this, it's not like he's like the world hates me, he just is quiet and lonely and doesn't talk to people and enjoys life that way. They bump into one another and she drops her journal. He picks up and reads that the title of it is called Living with Death, and finds out that she has pancreatic cancer and is slowly dying. And she's keeping it secret from everybody. She expects him to freak out and tell everybody at school. His response is, hey, here's her journal back. Hands it back and then walks away acting like nothing changed. So she's already found someone that she can talk to about this that won't treat her differently because of it. And it is the story of their friendship. And I'm gonna warn you, the opening scene to that is her funeral. So, get it, strap in, you're ready for paid.
Oh, what was it
That-
called? Hold on.
In that case, I need to make you sit down and watch Belle.
I'll be down for that.
I have too many
Mm.
opinions about Belle.
Ooh,
I have too many.
that's both good and bad.
I thought that it was a visually stunning movie and the music was fantastically done and the voice actors did a great job and the premise of it was really awesome. The execution was
I mean,
that's how I feel about Belle.
it's a Digimon movie. No, really. No, really. No, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got there is reason for a little bit of leniency on this
Yeah, no, I refuse because what the hell was that twist? What the hell was that stupid ass twist? Fuck no, get out of here. I hate that.
one. That twist was rough. I'm not gonna
It-
lie. That
I
one was
was-
okay. I can't keep talking about it. Otherwise, I want to because I want to word vomit about it.
Okay, no, they need to experience it firsthand, and you will
Yep.
know exactly the point that I got to where I got so unspeakably angry. I had to take a moment and step up and walk out of the theater. I watched it in theaters because
my
I was so
God.
excited about it. I physically got up and went to go refill my drink to cool down.
So what I'm hearing
Yeah,
is
We're
movie
watching
night.
Belle.
We're having a movie night.
I would love to, but I am going to. Like we'll be muted the entire time, and then we get to that part. I'm
And
gonna
you
be
just,
like, I'm gonna
"Fuck!"
unmute. Yeah, I'm gonna unmute. You'll just hear this fucking guy, and I just slam end call.
Yep. It's fine. We'll watch Summer Wars afterwards, and that'll fix it.
Oh, I did like Summer Wars. Summer Wars was pretty good.
Also, Digimon movie.
It's not the same.
It
It's
is
not
the same. It's literally
Didn't-
the
didn't-
Digimon movie.
Nope, the marketing didn't try to make it look like a romance. It's not the same.
No,
Not the
no,
same.
Summer Wars. Summer Wars.
No, I'm talking about it. It's different. It's Summer Wars is different
It's
because the marketing didn't
Digimon
try to
the
make it.
movie. What do you mean? I have Digimon the movie on VHS sitting behind me. We can do a 3-feature.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm okay with that.
we'll
As
plan
long
this.
as I watch good movies. As long as I get to watch a good movie after we watch Belle.
Listen, if we want a good movie,
That's
I'll
fine.
just put on Project Hail Mary for like the 8th time this month.
I have
No,
not gotten to watch it, and I'm devastated. I want to watch it so bad.
It's very, very good. It's,
It's
very,
very
very, very,
good.
very good.
I have
I have opinions on it, but that's as a book reader.
I
Um,
have a debilitating fear of space. Is my problem.
I'm going to toss you into the void.
Yeah,
They'll never find your body.
Don't worry. Listen, Candy, we'll show you, or Grim, we'll show you the movie, and you know what will
Okay.
happen? You'll end up
What?
like that group, that section currently that's like propagated on like TikTok and YouTube Shorts of people that keep drawing Grace as their Blorbo and who have fallen in love with the boy failure. It'll be fine.
Okay, all right. I'll be so focused on. Is it no? Who is the one who plays the main guy in that?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
Gosling.
Yeah.
I almost
Ryan
said Robert Gosling.
I
Yeah.
only said Ryan Reynolds, not the same guy. Not at all.
God. No, not even a little bit. Yeah, it's very
I've
good.
gotta
It's
watch
very
it.
very good. There's some
I
really
have
good
heard that
stuff
it
in
deviates
it.
from the book. I have heard that it deviates a lot from the book.
It not
It
a
doesn't
lot.
deviate a lot. They
It's-
just cut a lot.
They cut a lot
But
of
it's
chaff.
Andy Weir who screen wrote.
Yeah, it's there. It's because like the as Tia just mentioned, the guy who wrote the book was there helped to write the movie. It's just because it is a hard sci-fi novel it's adapting. They cut a lot of the chaff of just hard sci-fi moments of just talking about actual
Right.
physics, and certain parts they dumb down to have it be more digestible for a general audience.
My
That's
exact words were, "Oh, they made this so boomers would get it."
Yeah.
That is fair. I feel like that's the thing about like reading like a hard sci-fi book where a lot of it is like theoretical science and stuff, and people love that shit. And to be fair, if I were smarter,
To
I
be
would probably
fair.
also love it. To be fair, I would
To
also
be
love it if I were
fair.
smarter. And I think that is like a huge appeal of the genre for certain people. But I feel like yeah, it's hard to tell that kind of story in
Oh,
movie
totally.
form without having like three characters sitting in a room being like, so theoretical physics.
Yeah.
Totally. But that's also like why I really enjoyed. Okay, here comes Tia. I'm not going to spoil anything,
Okay.
but I am gonna interpolate my problem with Project Hail Mary
Okay.
by using Lightyear as the example.
Oh.
Lightyear, like Buzz Lightyear,
Yes. Yes. I
is
do
a
know, I do know.
phenomenal hard sci-fi film
Mhm.
because they explain the problem very simply for the general audience to get, right? Like the problem, high light speed travel. We need to actually do the whole interstellar problem of, hey, go fast enough to the speed of light, and time, relativistic time dilation is a problem, right?
Uh-huh.
It's really clearly laid out in the film. At no point in Project Hail Mary is the actual problem ever said. It's it's
Oh.
pointed at as being a problem, but they
Uh-huh.
never explicitly say this is the problem and why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think I get, and that was like mildly frustrating because you were like, I wish that they would just lay out at least like what it is they're trying to solve, even if they can't break down all of the like nitty gritty.
They do tell the audience what the problem is, but it's such an oversimplification and also kind of not
Wrong.
deviation. It's wrong. I can say this much without spoiling it because this is like the first 5 minutes of the film. So, it involves microbes that are causing the sun to dim. Now,
Oh.
in the movie, they
That's not how they explain it.
yeah, in the movie they say it's eating the sun, which for
Oh.
small people brain that is easier to solve. But in the book, it's because they even in the movie talk about how the microbes block all light wavelengths because of just their genetic makeup and stuff like that. In the movie,
Uh-huh.
it's just that so many of them are populating on the surface of the sun. Or, sorry, in the book, it's that so many of them are populating on the surface of the sun that it's slowly causing it to dim because they're blocking a lot of the radiation that's coming from it. But, like,
Oh.
again, as Tia mentioned, made it easier for boomers to understand. How do you
They're
explain...
eating the sun.
They're eating the sun! Yeah.
When what they were doing was more that they were covering up the sun?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally
Okay.
causing the earth to cool because they're blocking out the light. And that's an
yeah,
ice
I
age
guess-
problem.
I guess that doesn't really have the same kind of narrative weight, like the same kind of punchiness that they're eating the sun does. Like they're covering up the sun. It's like, oh, well, why are they doing that? Are they
Mhm.
stupid?
Yeah, exactly.
Why
It-
don't they just go uncover it? Are they dumb?
It's a very interesting thing. All right, I'm gonna get on with asking the next questions. T, I love you, homie.
I love you, Tia. I love you, Tia. Wherever they're about to banish you, remember that I love you.
Banished into
Banish.
non-existence
Yeah,
either.
I'm gently pointing towards the door, and they are hopefully politely gonna walk out. Good.
I am hopefully politely going, but you know what I'm going to say first?
Uh-huh.
Liquor shelves to the left of the
I don't
fucking
need your
baptism.
liquor. I've got mine.
Are you sure? I have it, some of it by the baptism shelf. You can go do it.
No, I'm fine. I'm not gonna give you the usual spiel. I'm not gonna say 5 gifted subs, but chat, if you do, you're cool. Also, stares at me. I know what makes you laugh.
You're gonna say penis.
Yes.
Did they say it?
I'm waiting.
Penis.
I hate how that got me. I fucking can't.
A lot of dicks in this confessional booth tonight.
A lot of dicks in this confessional booth
A lot of
tonight.
dicks. I don't even remember if I answered the question.
You did. You told me that you have beef with fairies because of fucking
Yeah, smutty romance novel male lead fairies.
Yeah.
That's who I have a problem with.
I do have one tangential question before we move on to the next one.
Yes.
So what made you choose a Dullahan?
I have struggled historically when it comes to making an avatar because my entire life is split between three extremely distinct and completely incompatible aesthetics. Which is that I am goth and like God, like I am goth and I've been a goth for a very long time and my job is something that's very important to me, and so this is like one of those things where my life has been so closely intertwined with the concept of death that it feels almost dishonest to myself in a way to deny that, even though aesthetically speaking, I really like cute things. Like I really like things that are pastel. I love things that are soft and fluffy. My house, my room is covered in plushies. I like to wear, like really comfy pajamas at home, and then out and about, I'll be wearing like all black head to toe, whatever. Um, and so when I was trying to figure out what to make an avatar that felt like it was me, because I was like, I would love to be a fairy. I think fairies are so fun. I don't know if I've seen a lot of them, but fairies are like one of my big like interests that I've had ever since I was a kid. I love them. I love the lore of them. I would want to be a fairy. But then I was like, I don't think I can necessarily hard commit to being just pastel. And I want something that feels like it ties into the fact that I guess by most people's standards, me being a mortician means I'm something like a harbinger, a little bit like a psychopomp, because I'm meant to guide, if not the dead souls, Calavera, yeah! If I'm not meant to guide the souls of the dead, then I'm at least guiding their bodies, and the kind of hearts and the hopes of the living that they were really important to. And when I was really trying to sit and ruminate on how to mix those two together, I landed on Dullahan, which are fey creatures that are really closely associated with death and the reaping of souls, although they're considered a lot more sort of unpredictable than that. It's not necessarily about waiting for someone's time to come. It's just, you see somebody in the way, you take their soul, that sort of thing. But I wanted, it just felt the most me, I guess, in terms of mixing things that were important to me. And also being able to take your head off leads to a lot of really fun jokes. So
Yeah, it does. It really does. I fucking love detachable heads as like a gimmick.
I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. I would love to be able to keep it, I think, when I go into rebrand stuff, just because I feel like Dullahan is so me. I don't know who I am if I'm not one.
You know what? I feel like it fits you perfectly. You should keep it. So,
Thank you. Yeah.
speaking
will.
on goth, using this as a way to segue into question 2.
Excellent segue, my liege.
The segue. So, speaking of being a goth, there are many things that goths have opinions about when it comes to goth culture. And things that you
Jesus.
should do, shouldn't do, should follow, shouldn't follow, do need to do, don't need to do. What is real goth? What subgenre of goths aren't real goths? I have seen a lot of heated debates going back and forth. But I need to ask you,
Oh boy.
what is your goth mark of shame?
First of all, Tia, you're part of the reason we're only on question 2.
Oh no, we spent a while having a good conversation and yapping.
Oh no, the point of the stream. Okay, the thing is that I know that me personally, I'm kind of lenient to a fault when it comes to the goth subculture. Because as I don't know how many people this is going to make sense to, but if you've ever been around like Judaism, or if you've ever practiced, being goth is a lot like being Jewish, which is that everybody thinks that there's a right way to do things, and one of our favorite things to do is get around together and bitch about what the right way to do things is and what the wrong way to do things is.
Mhm.
And so every person that you ask is going to have a completely different answer, because we love bitching about this sort of thing.
Like, it's something that I recently finally taking my step into becoming more goth in my daily life myself. Have noticed is I've gone to a lot of resources to try and be like, oh, what are some things, like, don't get me wrong, there are some general, like, ideas about goth, like, generally it is an alternative subculture, and as such, there are the general things about alternative subcultures that you do follow, but then after that, once you start getting into the nitty-gritty, it's almost like the punk scene of people calling each other posers over different little disagreements.
Yes, yes. Well, and that's sort of the thing I think about subcultures that are start off as music subcultures and then develop their own aesthetic visual identity.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that it's really hard to engage with one without the other, because there are a lot of people I know who love dressing alternative and would not necessarily call themselves goth, but because if you want to dress in a certain way, you are going to get slapped with the label because it's become so synonymous with the style of fashion that it's not really about the music anymore, but it is about the music. Like, and it should be. I think that there is a lot of like it's so it's really, really hard to talk about because I have a lot of sort of almost conflicting opinions about it, which is that yes, goth music is the like main reason why we have the goth subculture, and it's really important to, if nothing else, if you plan to engage with, goth as like a lifestyle, as a fashion statement, I think it can be really good and really interesting if you try to engage with that. If you go look at the music, you try listening to the music, listen around, see if there's sounds, because even if you're not into a lot of the more like long, sort of droning trance music, then you might be into more of the upbeat sort of club hits. Like, there's probably a style of goth music out there that would be perfect for you.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the sort of mentality and fashion aspects of it, kind of, they're all so closely associated and interwoven with it, that I do think that whether or not it makes you a poser not to engage with the music, I do think you're almost doing yourself a disservice by not expressing that kind of curiosity to see where sort of the ground zero is for all of this aesthetic stuff that you find so beautiful. And it's like, well, all of this came from the music. It was inspired by the music, and you'd probably really like that too. But also, it's not that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think people are allowed to wear whatever they want, and if they want to call themselves goth without really engaging in the subculture and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. It's so commonplace and like diluted now. Goth is pretty close to mainstream, to be honest with you. We're not dealing with the same problem that we were in like the late 90s and early 2000s, where a lot of the initial club scene was starting to really age out and go into like, the workforce and stuff like that, and then they were having to deal with having to pass on the torch to a lot of younger people who would feel like weren't as educated in the subculture. And that, I think, was where a lot of that big focus on what makes a poser, what makes a person who's honestly engaging with this so important, was because people were so worried about it dying if they handed it over to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's a worry anymore, to be honest with you. Like, every aesthetic, every subculture has been co opted in some way, shape, or form by a poser, which to me would be somebody who isn't in it for something that they love, in the sense that they don't love the music, they don't love the fashion, they don't love the people, they love themselves in a way where it is deeply self absorbed, it is at the expense of other people's positive experiences, and it is focused on a performative aspect that ruins the good vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That for me is a poser. And so that's like where you have a lot of the people who, for example, will get all dressed up head to toe in extremely ostentatious sort of like cyber goth gear. They'll go to a show where like a band is performing on stage, and they'll get on front, like up in front of everybody, and they'll start like climbing onto the stage, like posing for pictures and stuff, because they think that because they look cool, they are just as important as the music performers.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is a poser.
I was actually gonna say and take this moment to bring up, especially when you brought up the fact that we're getting close to mainstream and the folks that are doing it more for themselves. What is your take right now on the current rise in a lot of folks being claimed, either being claimed to be or simply appearing goth for the sake of appeasing to the, I'm gonna phrase this bluntly and ugly because there's no other way I can put it that way. The quote over fetishization of the goth subculture, and folks are doing
Right.
it just to appear hot, for example, as that. Because like recently there was and this is no mark against some of the girls that are in that video, because as more information has come out, some of them are actually legitimately like part of the goth subculture. But like something that kicked up a stink was there was this like YouTube dating show where they'll normally have like a couple of guys and then a set of women that come on. The women all have like one thing in common, and one of the more recent episodes was that all of them were goth. And a lot of folks within the goth community sat there and claimed that this is just pushing more of the fetishization of that subculture forward. So, like,
Right.
I forgot how I worded this question at first, but what is your take on that whole issue that's currently coming up? Do you actually believe it to be an issue? Do you believe it to be a non-issue? Like, what's your take on that?
I think that nobody who doesn't want to be sexualized should be sexualized against their will. And this is regardless of what subculture you're part of. Your clothes are
Mhm.
not consent. And if you, and right, there are people who dress in ways that they want to be perceived as attractive, but I do think that fetishizing anybody is wrong.
Mhm.
Comma. There's a lot of aspects of goth fashion, especially depending on which parts that you engage with, not so much like the more Victorian influenced trad goth, but in some, trad goth fashion, they do borrow memorabilia and aspects of BDSM gear.
Mhm.
That is a thing. Goth and sex are not far intertwined from one another in the same way that sex and death are not far intertwined with one another. You can engage with one without the other, and nobody should do so without your will. But I do think it's kind of naive to be like, oh, there's nothing sexual about goth. It's like, well, there's nothing inherently sexualized about each individual person, but I do think that to pretend like there are no occasional sexual undertones in what it is to be goth and what it is to be kink, it's naive. It's really naive. Um, and I do think that, yes, there are tons of people who will pretend to be or say something that they aren't because they find it to be sexually attractive or provocative in some way. But for those people, it is a phase. They're not passionate about it. When the trends change, when people stop thinking goth mommies are like the next hot thing, they'll abandon it and move on to a new thing. And so if people are worried about like the sanctity of goth, in the same way that you need to persist whenever somebody's behaving inappropriately at the club, whenever people just don't know how to mind their manners and stuff like that, you try to police it whenever it's within your own circle. You're trying to do a lot of stewardship for your own community. But at the end of the day, it's better to try and be a good example and to wait for the bad examples to get bored.
I like
That's
that
just
take.
me.
No, I agree with that, because at the end of the day, I feel it kind of goes back to that whole bickering bit, but towards a different direction. At the end of the day, when you spend time trying to weed out posers, all you do is cause them to argue back, and then, if anything, for them to become more defiant. And obviously, at the end of
Yes.
the day, while I'm not necessarily one to sit there and state that all gatekeeping is bad, you do have to responsibly try to make sure that you're educating folks that are getting into the community.
Yes. And
And
that's
that goes with
stewardship
any
to me.
community,
Yeah,
right?
I do believe that is the difference between stewardship and gatekeeping, because I
Yeah,
feel like gatekeeping is inherently selfish. It's meant to create this like artificial sense of exclusivity, whereas stewardship is I am taking care of myself and my community to ensure that all of us are safe and happy.
e-
And those are two very different things.
exactly. But I feel like, especially if you go on on the aggressive, which, welcome to the internet, unfortunately.
Right.
Um, all you do is cause backlash, and all you're doing is spinning your tires and wasting fucking time.
Yes,
So,
because those people didn't care in the first place, right? Like, if you truly believe that they didn't have any respect for the subculture that you love so much, they're not going to hear you say that's inappropriate and be like, oh my God, you're so right. I've completely changed my mind. And maybe some of them will. But I think the thing about posers and
yep.
baby bats that I've always sort of had my mentality around is that if you treat someone with love and kindness and acceptance, either the fact that you didn't treat them with the shock value they were anticipating, they get bored because a lot of why they did it was for the shock value. Or people will find a genuinely loving community that will welcome them in, and they'll find something to love about it. So either way, it's a win-win. You either chase somebody away because what they actually wanted was to shock you, and when they can't get the reaction they want out of you, they wind up leaving and going and doing something else. Or
Mhm.
they find something that they love, and you gain a new community member who discovered something about themselves that they might not have otherwise.
Exactly.
It is better to treat it with kindness, because at best, it is just misguided. And at worst, it's something that not giving them attention will, in fact, make go away. Because people like that people who I would define as posers exclusively function on getting attention. And if you don't give them that, then you'll be fine. My goth mark of shame is that I don't have the energy to dress up all the time. I don't have.
But
makeup.
that's
It's so
real,
much.
though. That
It's
is
so
so
much.
real.
I own dark clothing. It's not all the same shades of black. I haven't worn my platform boots in probably 3 years. I have so much clothing that's just rotting in my closet because all I want to wear is my bat print pajama.
But you're so real for that, though. Also, there's some days like don't get me wrong. Like recently, I went to fucking Epic Universe with Bean, right? And
Yes.
I went full, well, not fully full goth that day. I didn't do makeup because I was like, it's gonna be 90 degrees. Yeah, it'll probably just
Right, melt off. your
melt
face.
off immediately. But like, I dressed up. I looked nice. I was gonna originally put on a sweatshirt, but like, I'm 5 minutes away from the car. I'm like, no, I'm taking this and throwing it away. So I took the sweatshirt I cut up, threw it into there, and I'm like, all right, I got the t-shirt, the long pants, the boots. I'm still fine. I looked fabulous that day, but I was dying. So like,
Yep.
that sometimes you want a low effort to not die.
Yes. It is a once in a while treat, and cozy PJs are forever when you're chronically ill. I think it's like I still like to dress a certain way because there is a vibe that I like to project in public, because I do believe that the way that you dress says a lot about the way that you want to appear to the world. And I do like people to know that these are my interests. This is what I like. This is the sort of fashion style that I enjoy participating in, but it's too much fucking work.
Mhm.
So I'll just wear all black. I'll wear like a Sisters of Mercy t-shirt, and like maybe occasionally I'll do eyeliner, and I'll just pray that the knowers will be knowers.
Yeah, listen, if I had to fight with goths on something a little bit more, it's hashtag support your low-key goths. Let them be low-key.
Real. Some of us are not lazy. We are just tired. It's not for lack of love of the genre, lack of love of the subculture, not for lack of love of the fashion. I'm just sleepy, and it's expensive to replace my eyeliner all the time. It's expensive.
That is a fucking mood. Holy shit.
So that's the aspect in which I think a lot of people would consider me a poser.
Gotcha. Well, now I'm gonna flip the question the other direction. Besides,
Okay.
obviously, the topics that we talked about folks just not willing to learn about the subculture, which, you know,
Mhm.
that's an obvious poser mentality, because at the end of the day, you should learn about the subculture. But, like, what is, I guess, like, the one thing that you bring to the table as a goth that you bitch about other goths doing, be like, "Ah, I can't believe we do this." Like, what is your wag of
Oh,
the finger at the
God.
goth community?
That I also do.
Not that you also do that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm just saying, what's your hot take now would be the better way to put the question.
You guys, we have got to get better at dancing. I'm so serious. I'm so serious because I think that a lot of people, and this is not like a traditional goth dancing is really, really nice, but not a lot of people are good at it. And if you are standing in the middle of a dance floor and you are swaying your arms like wildly in different directions, maybe the more sober you are, perhaps the more I would judge you. But like, you should be building up your reflexes so that when you're like 7 shots deep, you won't be looking like you're trying to like swat mosquitoes. It's not like there's a lot of places at home or just like anywhere. Like if you can go to a goth club and you just want to like try out like new dance moves, just something, just learn how to do like a little shimmy, a little slide, a little something, get a little bit more coordinated, just spice it up, do a little zhuzh. That's just me. That's just me personally. Or at least like really hard set commit yourself to learning how to do the trad goth dancing because the little half-hearted swipes of the arms are not doing it. We got to get better, you guys.
So something similar, because before I went goth, I did go to a lot of clubs back in the day, and a lot of like hard techno clubs is something that I used to go to.
Help me.
I'm gonna sit there and say this. I respect cybergoths,
Yes.
but the cybergoth like arm flailing, it
Makes my
gets to
joints
me.
hurt just looking at them. Yeah, no, I get it. I really get it.
It's a little goofy.
I can respect when it's well executed, right? Because there's a lot of people who can do it and they make it look really good, but there's a lot of people who are kind of fumbling their way through it who wind up making a little bit of a nuisance of themselves on the dance floor.
Oh yeah, because at that point you are now a stage hazard, and if anyone goes near you, you're gonna flail and whack them.
You are drunk. I am drunk. This is not going to work out well for either of us.
God.
Tap dancer. That's actually incredible. I would love to see that.
No, you
Imagine
know
they
what
do-
I'm
they-
thinking?
They convert all the arm flailing to leg flailing. What's up?
Follow me. Irish goth line dancing. I need this.
I need it. I need it. I really do need it. That's incredible. Need some practice choreo? Yes, honestly, I need. Oh, hi,
Hi, lagged. Hi, Raiders. I'm sorry you're getting raided right into a fucking ad break. For those that aren't stuck in the ad break or who aren't getting it, oh, you know what? I'll speedrun this. Hi, everybody. My name's Verandel Voidstar, Fallen Angel, Thrones, and Variety VTuber. Tonight, I'm joined by the one, the only Grim Repose. We're doing a Fallen Confession stream where I drag this Thembo into my confessional booth and ask questions, then they go, and then answer them. Hi, Lag.
Hi, Lag.
How's your stream?
Hello, Raiders. Welcome in.
Welcome on in. Welcome on in. And obviously, Lag, if you need to raid and run, do post-stream wrap-up self-care. Go get ready for work. I understand completely, hun. Self-care is best care.
This is very true.
Where were
I
we?
feel like cybergoths need to get on that K-pop. Like, you know the way that K-pop stands will be having like the dance battles out in public,
Yo!
where they like learn the choreo, and I need cybergoths to get on that.
I can agree with that.
I think that'd be awesome.
I
I think
shall
that's
be-
the best of both worlds.
I shall be lurking. Thank you. Just finished some MSQ Stormblood. Alrighty. Well, thank you for coming on in. I hope you were enjoying Stormblood.
Love you, Lag. Good luck with your MSQ.
Do we have K-pop goths? Is that a subgenre? Does that exist? I don't think that does.
No, well, because K-pop, like K-goth,
It's its own
would probably
thing,
be its
yeah.
own,
Yeah.
separate thing. So then I don't feel like the fans would overlap because I feel like the sort of thesis of what it is to be goth is not terribly compatible with like the hyper airbrushed image that comes with K-pop industry. So probably it's out there. There are probably like a lot of them out there. It's just you wouldn't necessarily see them in the same sort of category.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure, but it's not an overlap. I feel. Oh, you know what? Okay, I like a couple K-pops. I've done a couple of K-pops. Rabbit is super into a couple of different K-pop groups, and they've sent me some song recommendations. I've done a K-pop or two in my time.
Of course, Rabbit's a K-pop fan.
Oh, dude, words cannot. They, it's an hyphen, and they are hashtag not like other fans. They are going through it. They are fighting for their life, and
Uh-huh.
I am truly. They're a vampire themed K-pop group that does more dark themes. They do that. And it's good music. It is actually really good music. I do think that K-pop stands themselves would scare me.
Yeah.
And that's the real reason why I don't think I could get into it.
No, listen. I dated a K-pop girly before. I knew I was second in the relationship. BTS
Maybe
was
even,
first in the relationship. I knew
Oh
where I
God.
stood. Yeah, I know where I stood.
I'm not first or even second. I'm ninth.
Yep.
All 8 of the band members come before me.
Correct. I've learned a lot of the terminology. I now understand the the subculture more, and my response is, you know what? Y'all have fun over there. I respect it.
You have a good time. You have a good time. And I'm glad that I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of like really nice and chill people who are into K-pop. So my experience with it has been for the most part pretty positive.
Hell yeah.
I had to pay for 10 meals.
Christ. Speaking of folks that are good and speaking of folks that are evil, do you know who's definitively evil? Children. As I use this as a lazy transition to question number 3.
Uh-huh.
So, I asked this of literally all my guests. This is the... I cannot remove this question because I get some really funny stories out of this one.
Okay.
Kids are evil. Kids are dicks.
Right.
Kids are cruel.
Yes.
And we were all kids at one point. So at one point, we were that cruel kid. What's the most evil thing you've ever done as a child?
You know, I don't think anything that I did as a child was particularly evil because I was a good kid, and any time that my wrath ever prevailed over my mercy, it was justified.
That is... I'm keeping that. That's a profound quote. Holy shit.
Anytime that my wrath prevailed over my mercy, it was justified. They deserved it.
Ovi, I forgot to tell you that my mom texted back belatedly to tell me she forgave me for stealing her quarters. I forgore. Good.
However.
But, sorry, as you were, you don't feel like you were that evil as a kid. But do you have any
No.
stories of, like, at the very least, of things that you did that caused, like, a bigger headache or bigger problem? That, like, was a cascade of just, oops, I did a dumb child thing.
Have you ever heard of a website called My Yearbook? It sort of popped up as an alternative to MySpace after MySpace
Yep.
shut down.
Yep, I remember. I
So,
remember.
I would steal pictures of beautiful emo people on the internet and catfish older people for money on my yearbook when I was like 14.
What? Grimmy.
Yes.
Grim, sweetheart.
Yes.
You were a catfish?
I was a catfish. I was a catfish. It wasn't the same gender too. I had like 8 different profiles that were all different
8?
genders and different
You-
ages, and they were all
8?
random people's photos that I took from the internet, and I would go and I would catfish people to send me money.
I
was 14 years old. I was 14 years old.
Yeah, huh? Like that makes it bet you are actively tricking people out of their money.
It was bad. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. And I regret it. I do. I did not have a fully formed prefrontal cortex. And I had never done anything bad in my entire life up until that point. I'm being so sincere when I say this. How'd you explain your sudden income too fast? Well, I had a job.
So you
I did have a job. I worked at McDonald's.
can I ask you a really... You're allowed to say no to this.
Okay.
How much money?
Under 1,000.
Okay. Okay.
It wasn't a lot. It was not a lot. It
Was-
wasn't a lot.
Was it into the
just-
triple digits?
Yes. Yes, it was.
I wanna mention, chat, again, this is the light ball busting. The light ball busting. This
Uh-huh.
one. I didn't really do anything evil as a kid. I catfish people for money.
I was 14. I don't categorize that as a child. I was a young teenager.
Alright. That, you know what, that is fair. That is fair.
I do. I had never done anything bad in my entire life. I'm the youngest of 4, and all of my siblings are deeply troubled individuals. And so for my entire life, I was like, oh, I should be the good one. Like, I need to be the good kid. I won't make any trouble for my parents. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get good grades. I'm gonna go to college. I won't do drugs. I won't do alcohol. And then I found the internet.
Mhm.
And I still proceeded to be a pretty good kid, but I was like, I could just lie
On
if
the
I have
internet.
something that I wanted. I could just lie on the internet. I could say or do anything, and I could just do that. And so I one day just picked a random picture on the internet, and I was like, hey. Posting like little forum meetups. I would join like Hot or Nots with this picture that I stole, and when people would hit me up, I'd be like, oh, it just means so much to me if you could get me like a gifty or something like that. If you could just do that for me, that would be awesome. And people really did it. And I feel like there was like a rush of power. And it wasn't like I wasn't processing that these were like real human beings that were like giving me their income. I was like, I tell a story online and I get money.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, especially when you're, like still, even at 14, you're still very young. The actual weight of what $1 is when you're like that young, I don't think
Means
quite.
nothing.
It means nothing, right?
Yeah, even having a job, I did not fully understand because I worked like the shift that you're allowed to work when you are a freshman in high school.
Mhm.
And like I had the special permission slip and stuff, but even then, like all of my money was going to like my phone bill, and I wasn't working very many hours because I was so young. And so when you're like trying to process how much $1 actually is, and you haven't been taught like real, actual financial responsibility.
Oh yeah.
Fave's introduction, getting paid to DM. Yeah, it was to me in my mind, it was like I role play a fantasy with somebody where like I pretend that they have a hot emo boyfriend, a hot emo girlfriend, and then they give me money for it. And I think there was a point where I did start to feel really bad about it, like when it would go on too long, so I would just go on to the next profile and disappear. And then
So just
eventually I
ghost
just
them.
stopped doing it. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I'm
I
glad.
wasn't really good at dealing with conflict at that age.
I am glad that at some point you went, you know what? Maybe I should not do this.
Yeah, no, I really did. And now that I look back on it, I'm like, that was truly a bad thing that I did. I have reflected upon my actions, and now I, as a person, am so extremely like anal about honesty. Like it's crazy. Like I will say something a little bit exaggerated in a conversation and I'll go back to like correct it because I'm like, well, that wasn't the truth what I said. And I wonder how much of it was that, but I did reflect upon my actions, and honesty is so important to me now. But in terms of evil that I've done before I had a prefrontal cortex to help me think through my problems and come up with solutions that weren't driven by hormones, emotion, and a deep-seated sense of wrongness, I would never do it again. That was evil.
Listen, I can't. As someone who, as Tia mentioned earlier, grew up in the thicket weeds of Gaia Online, I can't judge you. I really can't. Cause like,
Guy online.
it's something that I noticed that happens with a lot of. Well, I mean, it happens with adults too, but like,
Yes.
congratulations, you give a kid that might be quiet in real life, or again, I'm not going to assume how you were in high school, but like, maybe wasn't the most outgoing, or even if they were the most outgoing, may have not had all the power that they've wanted, and then especially in the days of the early internet, where, like, don't get me wrong, we all got those, like, stranger danger
Yes.
like seminars in growing up through school, but like who the fuck actually listened to those?
I was the danger.
Yeah, fucking Walter White here.
I am the danger.
But like who
Loads up my third email.
But like no, it's with how Wild West it was back in the day. I feel like all of us had that power fantasy of being someone that could sit there, do things on the internet, and then get away with it with
Yes.
scary amounts of little repercussion. Now, I'll admit it, I was a bit of a cock knocker during my guy online days. I have done some things that, like, me as an adult look at 14-year-old me and would slap them upside the head. I don't condone violence against children, but I would hit myself. Because
me deserved it.
Me deserved it.
it.
I had a
That's
guy
weird.
on MSN who was trying to convince me he was a K-pop artist. Fun fact, I had never heard of K-pop before.
Wow, what's that? Is
Well, yeah.
that like Lady Gaga?
We've all, like, made up stories. We've all done something to try and gain more clout. And some folks, unfortunately, still do it to this day. And I
This
feel
is very true.
it's... especially too young. It's why... like, not super hard supervision, but you have to be... somehow give that navigation to kids about just like, hey, this is the internet, this is what you're capable of doing, don't do it, and here's why. Because, like, thankfully for me, and as it sounds, thankfully for you, those situations never went anywhere
Never
scary.
escalated. Thank
Yeah.
God. Yeah. But other people aren't so lucky. And yeah, I think it's sort of the difference between like monitoring and just being active enough in your kid's life, right? Where you'll feel like they can trust you with telling you when something is happening, and you
Mhm.
feel like you'll be able to tell when something is off with them. I think that that's like more important than all of the like child surveillance software or whatever that would actually like invade a kid's privacy. And, you know, the reason why they're doing that and why their kids don't talk to them about their problems is because they're bad parents. That's why they have bad solutions to all of their bad parenting problems and why their kids want to hide from them.
Mhm.
But if you are like a good and engaged parent who is like really trying to connect with your child and be in touch with their inner world, they'll tell you when they're worried about something, and like you'll wind up being in the loop because they'll talk to you about their problems. I desperately wanted to be able to talk to my parents about my problems when I was growing up. So if
Mhm.
you're somebody who gives people an actual open ear for that sort of thing, I'm sure you'll wind up having a better relationship with your kid.
Oh, flatly. Like, when it comes to anything, like, the best advice I've gotten from some of my buds who have gone on to do, who have gone on to become parents, or, who are uncles, aunts, things like that, at least for the ones that feel like they've been having good success with being able to, teach their kids, it's having things be a dialogue, because at the end of the day,
Yes.
you'd rather it be a dialogue than just a statement. Because if you just yell a thing at a kid, this doesn't even pertain to the internet. Just say anything. You tell a kid not to do something, and then they ask why. If your response is, because I said so, that is like the worst response to give them.
Yeah.
They will not take that at all.
No, and it's not only does it kind of come across as like truly patronizing, because it is, and like you're undermining their intelligence, but I think being so unwilling to actually sit down and explain something to somebody, like that level of miscommunication will deteriorate any interpersonal relationship. It doesn't matter if you're tied together by blood or not. If you refuse to explain what you're thinking and feeling and your reasonings for doing things to somebody, you're going to completely sabotage your own personal relationship with them. And that does apply to kids, whether or not they think that kids can pick up on that sort of thing or affected by it or not.
Well, even then, even if they can't pick up on it at first, try to, like, teach them how to pick up on it, right? Try to teach, you want to teach the best thing you could do is teach someone how to have a dialogue.
Yeah. Teach
Uh,
your child how to fish.
Teach your child how to listen, I didn't want to start pulling out my the Bible study lessons here.
But it's true.
But it's true. It's true. Listen, I'll sit there and state this. Well, out of the few things I got from being raised in Catholic school and teaching Sunday school for a bit, the base morals, I guess, on that end work.
Right. Well,
God.
that's the thing about like the Bible is if you look at it as a series of parables that are meant to teach lessons, it is pretty valuable, because I think a lot of the thing about like religion for the most part is we're trying to put names and faces to this sort of unnameable sort of feeling that all of us have about what right or wrong is, what it is to be good to another person, what makes us feel best about the world, that sort of thing. All human beings sort of feel that. It's just that whether what you call it sort of depends on what you were socialized to call it.
Mhm.
And looking at it as like a series of parables where it's like, oh, like this thing is meant to teach you a lesson about this thing, like the King Solomon thing. Like, okay, if you try to like argue over something so badly that like the thing that you were initially arguing about gets destroyed, then what was the point of it in the first place? You know, if you really
Yeah.
love something, you'll be willing to sort of relinquish it, that kind of thing. And all of those are really important lessons. It's just about maybe not, and if you like if you ignore all of the like sort of socio-economic political implications that come with religion, it's very valuable.
Oh yeah, it's so something that this is something as someone who used to be heavily Catholic, right?
Mhm.
That I have repeated in ad nauseum. The worst thing that all Christians have done is they started taking the Bible as Bible, like
Yes,
because
as law instead
as
of
law,
guideline.
because especially when you go into the history and the meaning and everything about it. Don't worry, chat. I'm not gonna Bible study you right now. I promise. But like, a lot of the Bible, much like every other religious text out there, it's
Mhm.
allegory. It's supposed to be symbolism. It's supposed to be
Yes.
talking about. It's a story that's
It's a
supposed.
fable.
It's a fable, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, people have started taking a lot of those fables and meaning them literally, and that's where the problem has started. But like, ultimately, at the end of the day, as with any faith, take the lessons that matter from it.
Yes. As you might say, perhaps chew the meat and spit out the bone.
Correct. Correct.
This is my problem, is that I also came from a heavily religious background. My father was a pastor. And
All right.
I am religiously traumatized, but in a way that made me deeply fascinated by theology.
Mhm.
And so I love talking about stuff like this, because I think getting to hash it out, it's a lot of fun for me personally. I understand that there are a lot of people for who it's like a very sensitive topic of conversation, and it can be
Mhm.
very triggering to listen to. And I mean that very sincerely, not triggering in a like inflammatory way, but just as it brings up old terrible memories, and it can really hurt to hear people talk about it. For me, I think the more I can pick it apart, the more it sort of soothes the hurt child that exists sort of like deep inside.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I agree with that. It's why, like, despite the fact that I don't associate with the church anymore, like, I still am. Hi, Angel VTuber. Hi, I talk about
Yes.
religious
Right.
teaching a lot because I think the more I've distanced myself from the church, the more I've gotten to respect not just Catholicism, but all religions generally. Because the more you look into
Yeah.
it, the more you find out, like, they're tying into history, they're tying into culture, they're tying to literally everything of where they
Yeah.
come from. And that influence can't be understated. So, and the Flanderization of modern religion within a lot of different religious sects it's unfortunate to see. It really
It's
is.
bad. It is really bad. Yeah.
Two
I do
goths
think faith is so beautiful. Two gods.
sit in a hot tub, both with religious family backgrounds.
Let's go.
Let's
Throw
go.
Throw a rock in a room full of queer people. You're guaranteed to hit somebody with an extensive religious family background.
If you have religious trauma and you know it, clap your hands.
Yep.
Oh,
This is real as fuck.
God.
I don't even remember what we were talking talking about evil children.
We
That's what
got on
were
evil
talking about.
children and we ended up complaining about religion, which honestly, apropos of a topic,
Yeah. I truly believe that that's tied together.
That's all
That is
tied together.
intertwined.
Oh, shit. Alright. Oh, fuck. Alright, next question.
Oh boy.
Next
How are we
question.
gonna sidestep about this one for another 45 minutes?
Well, I feel like this one we can get into a lot, because it's about passion. The passion of
Oh,
the Christ.
boy.
No. There's a
One of
religious
the only movies
segue.
I was allowed to watch.
Alright, hold on, real talk. I need to talk about this before we get on to the question. I don't know why, but
Yes.
my church in particular, had a fascination with the movie Prince of Egypt, and we kept watching that, like, once a year.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie, but like thinking back on it now, that it's a good movie, and yes, it's inspired by like a religious fable, but I don't think it's a good religious movie.
No, it's not at all like an Abrahamic movie. Like
Nope.
it features like a story from like Abrahamic mythology, but it's not at all. I think that's maybe why they turn to it, because they're like they subconsciously are aware that all Christian movies are fucking awful. And they're
Yeah,
like, here's one movie that we can show people that isn't bad.
I mean, I think about the scene with the song "You're Playing with the Big Boys Now," and like one of the advisors does throw out a staff and it turns into a snake, right? Which implies that the Egyptian god magic is there
was
and there are
real.
multiple gods.
Well, okay, and this is the thing, right? And it's like one of those things that's like super debatable depending on like the translation and stuff, but the implication was never that there are no other gods, it's that there are no other gods before me, right? And
Correct.
so it's not necessarily that there aren't any other, that none of them are like valid or whatever, it's just that I am the most powerful one and you shouldn't worship any others, you know, before me. They shouldn't be more important to you than me. And so that sort of thing, like the pushing of like the monotheology and stuff like that, I think is mostly attributed to like the Crusades. But even in Catholicism, like saints are functionally indistinguishable from gods.
Well, I'm just saying we should recanonize the Book of Enoch. The chapter where God fights the Leviathan is fucking rad.
So put it back in. Put it
Put
back
it back
in.
in,
I think
put
they
that
removed
back
all the
in.
exciting chapters.
Put back in the
Put
chapter
Enoch
in the
back in
Bible where Jesus fights the dragons. Like, come on.
there. Enoch was cooking. Let him cook.
So
They were unknowingly
passions.
Satanists. Like, yes, passions, yes.
Obviously, as a individual that is a VTuber and who has many different passions in life, and I've gotten to know quite a few of your passions. It's the reason why, chat, fun fact, on Discord, I nickname all my buds because I find it fun. Whenever I get a message from Grim, I don't get a message that's saying Grim has messaged you. I get a message from Blue Fashion Gay. So, you have many different passions. I have to ask, what is one passion you feel guilty for ignoring or dropping?
I have ADHD. Which means that there have been several critical points in my life in which I saw a YouTube video and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I want to do that for the rest of my life. So I go out, I buy all the supplies for it. I spend a huge chunk of my paycheck on all of the things for this brand new hobby, this brand new interest, because I'm convinced that it's not like the last time. Yes, the last time I gave it up after about a week, but this time I'm really excited about it and I think I could do such a good job. So I'm gonna just buy all the supplies. It's gonna be different this time. And then I go and I practice it for about a week and then I hit a major milestone and I'm like, wow, I'm doing really good at this thing. And then I stop. And so that's been a lot of things, but right at the beginning of quarantine, I decided I was gonna get super, super into embroidery. And I
Alright.
was fucking fantastic at it. I was so good at embroidery because it mended like a lot of the things that I really enjoy, which is like about fashion. I already knew a lot about sewing. And so I was able to do like embroidery. I was like embroidering some of my clothes. I was making all these little canvases and stuff for about a month. And then I put them in a box and I never touched them again, even though I really enjoyed it. I was like, okay, that's enough of that. And it was gone. I spent so much money.
So I now have to ask, do you still have that box?
Probably. I don't even know.
Oh
I
no.
actually don't know.
Oh no. What? Grimmy.
Yes.
You did at least put those on a shelf. Look at them and be like, you know what? I did that. It's been a bit, but
No.
I've done that. That's how you pick
No.
the hobbies back up.
I do what?
Pick hobby back up.
Sorry, like you said words and individually I understood them, but when you like string them together, something about it, like my brain just completely blacked out.
Grimmy.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh my god. I'm listen, I can't be too mad at you. I feel the vibe of, hey, here's a hobby that I've dropped. But like, at least showcase your hobbies, because maybe you'll pick them back up again. Would embroidery be the one you'd want to pick back up again, or is there another one you'd want to pick back up?
Oh God. I miss playing instruments. I used to play the clarinet and I was pretty good at it and I liked it. So maybe maybe I'd pick that up again. Who knows where that clarinet is, to be honest.
More and more, I'm just imagining that your home just has an attic that's just like a corner of it is just Grimm's corner of shame and just boxes of old hobbies are collecting dust.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all there.
This
It's
is a
all there.
pair of
I think-
needles that's just like, I'm so lonely.
I think that maybe if you go back far enough, you would be able to treat it almost like, you know how when excavators are like uncovering dinosaur bones and they try to date them by like the sediments, the layer of sediments in the earth. I think you could do that for like each sort of phase of my life. You could see the sediments of my different hobbies, how I like was almost about to go to fashion school, so I bought a bunch of books and I had like all of the fabric and stuff, the sewing machine that I wanted to use to learn how to do that. Then I dropped that. And then I was going to school to go into, mortuary. So I bought a lot of textbooks. I bought a lot of like my own PPE gear and stuff like that because the place that I had for trainees had a huge deficit and they were like, here, you can have you order your own. You could carbon date a lot of my hobbies, like as you move through it over the years, as I pick things up and put them down and completely fucking forgot about them. I think you could tell probably exactly what year, exactly what phase of my life it probably was, and exactly how long it took me to pick it up and then put it back down. Paleontologist, there we go. That's the one.
Fucking go figure, the one person here who's majoring in fucking like archaeology. I throw a
That
brick
makes
at
a
you,
lot of
satirical.
sense. My apologies. In my defense, I have brain damage. It's my favorite card. It is my favorite one to play. I say something dumb and I'm like,
Eto.
You can't be mean to me.
Bleh.
Eto, bleh.
Oh my god. So,
Hobby
alright.
stratigraphy.
So what hobby was the one that you stuck with the longest?
VTubing.
Oh yeah, I
To be
guess this does
honest.
count as a hobby, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like art, I feel like doesn't get to count as a hobby anymore because I've made my livelihood off of it. But in terms of like hobbies, this is truly like, despite all of my many hiatuses, the fact that I've picked this up after putting it down, that's like unprecedented for me.
Hell yeah.
Usually if I take a month off of something, I'm like, all right, I'm good now. But I think it's genuinely because I got lucky enough to meet a lot of really cool people through it that's like kind of what keeps me coming back even when my own personal motivation dwindles, being able to like return to see like my friends and have a good time with them. That is like my strongest motivator. So I come back to the hobby and tech. Okay, if we're counting streaming anniversaries, is it how long you've been active as a streamer or how long you've been streaming for?
How long you been active, or... So I consider it by, like, what year you started, so, like, how long you've been, not, like, how
Okay.
long you've been active.
Fantastic. So technically, this May it was my 5th anniversary.
You've been active
Um,
longer than me.
I think so. Maybe. What year did you start?
Started, my 5th anniversary is starting in September.
I know for sure that I started in May, and I didn't start actually streaming as a VTuber. I used to stream Hades for like 5 of my friends when it first came out.
Hold on, I'm fact checking my first stream, and then I'm gonna go fact check your first stream. Give me a second. So my first stream was, excluding the 2 test streams I had, the first ever actual stream I did was the one I did a few days before my debut on the 7th of September 2021. And if I go pull up Grim Repose, so you had 2 streams in October of 2020.
Were they Hades?
They were Hades.
Yeah, it was me playing for like 5 of my friends who couldn't afford it at the time.
So, what stream do you consider your like first ever one as, you know, your VTuber persona? Because there's
think-
May 31st, 2021, where you did Dead by Daylight and then Don't Starve Together.
I think the Overwatch and the Dead by Daylight streams that I did before May were also just me playing with friends to basically elaborately like screen share with another friend, because it was just harder to do through Discord because they had a really bad computer, so it was easier for them to just watch it on a stream. I think there was an Overwatch stream that I did in, what was it? It was like May 20 something. I had made an account on Twitter that was like of the beta VTuber design, and I had started like making posts about it and kind of putting myself out there on all the posts that were like, I'm looking for new VTubers, and I was like, hello, that's me. And I think that was the point when I would consider that like my first VTubing stream.
So it would be the first May Overwatch stream you have is May 26th.
That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. I think that was me. Yeah.
And there you go.
So that was 2021.
Yeah. 2021.
So 5 years? 5 years?
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah. And then for the amount of time that I've been actually streaming, my 3rd year anniversary.
Listen, hey, here comes the bigger thing. At least you came back, right? Because, like, and this is not me shaming folks that end up just staying away for one reason or another. That happens. It's valid. But, like, how do I phrase this? There are a lot of folks that just end up for one reason or another giving up the ghost and not coming back. And this is where I'm gonna be overly sweet. I am glad to see that you've come back time and time and time again, because not just are you an entertaining person, but you're a lovely being that I'm very... We don't get to talk often, but whenever we do, it's always a fucking treat.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I feel the same way. That's very sweet.
Aw.
No, genuinely, you're very delightful. I enjoy it because you have this very sort of like laid back energy, and it's very honest, and that's something that I find super refreshing, because one of the reasons that I personally have a lot of trouble making friends in the VTuber sphere is I'm bad at like casual business acquaintanceships where like you just stream together, you don't actually give a fuck about one another, you're just there to like share your viewership. And there are a lot of people who I am someone who's very enthusiastic. I love making friends and I love being very close to people, but when someone doesn't meet that energy with like a similar level of, oh, like I'm in this to be friends with you, it's like, oh, you want to be streamers together, and that to me is such a turnoff.
No,
But,
I get it.
I can't do it. It takes so much energy to be around people, and I don't want to spend that on people who I don't like as a person who I don't feel like me.
Mhm.
And I've never really got that vibe off of you. You've always been very reassuring and very like level-headed and very easy to talk to.
I appreciate that. Speaking of good beans, before I go to say what I was about to say. Mari! Speaking of
Hi,
fucking
Mari.
cute goths, everyone tackle the bat.
Long time no see. So good to see you.
But no, it's so something on the topic of like VTubers who are just want to be streamers together and just do it for the business. Like, don't get me wrong, I get that. I'm not necessarily going to shame them for having that mentality because at the end of the day, some folks do this for their income. This is their job, and I get that whole business aspect of it. But like for me personally, don't get me wrong. Obviously, be professional and don't just assume that instantly streaming someone does make you their friend. But like, typically some of the best, like even outside streaming, like we could go to acting, right? Some of the best acting has come from folks that have been able to bond as friends and have a bit of friendship have a natural chemistry that allows them to bounce off one another.
That's very real.
Oh yeah. It's why like God, I'm forgetting his name. Good Omens, not David Tennant, the person that plays Aziraphale. Michael Sheen. Thank you. Yeah, both those two have just naturally great chemistry together.
Great chemistry. They're so funny.
They are, and because of that, obviously translated very fucking fantastic to when it came time to recording, because they already know the comfort level of the other person. They already know what energy the other person's able to put out, and therefore, when it goes to the acting, they're able to just carry that on through.
Yes. Yeah, because you feel safe with someone. Like, you really enjoy their company, and all of the jokes that you're sharing, like the times that you're laughing together, is very genuine. And I think that comes through whether or not you're necessarily, like, if it's actors, you're not necessarily watching it to see two people be friends. But, like, I think it's nice whenever I watch another streamer and they are genuinely just having fun with whoever they're collaborating with. It's not just that someone that they're hanging out with is really, really funny or super high energy or something like that, even though that can be really nice. What I love more than anything in the world is seeing two friends hang out with one another. And that is something that I could watch for hours.
Hell yeah. So, I do have a quick tangential question on the topic of coming back to see, because of being motivated by your friends, this, that, whatnot. This one might be a little bit of a closer to home question. You are allowed to obviously veto it, but like, were you ever worried that due to X amount of time you had stepped away from, that folks not necessarily wouldn't be welcoming of you, but will have, for lack of a better phrase, have moved on? Yeah.
Yeah, no, every day. I, for a very, thank you for the hydrate.
Thank you for the hydrate.
I, over the last, like, 8 months or so, I've been very, very sick. And in the process, I sustained, a degree of neurological damage. Like, I have impaired cognitive function. And I feel sometimes like a completely different person. And that was something that I was actually incredibly insecure about, and I still really am. When I came back to streaming, I was very honest with my community, where I was like, the nicest thing you can do for me is pretend that nothing has changed. Please pretend that I'm the same person that I used to be, because sometimes I genuinely don't feel like I recognize myself. And so when that came to the people who I love, the people who I care about, and the people who I considered my friends in the space, I was very worried that not only had people moved on because it had been so long, but that when I came back, I would have lost all of the qualities that had made me someone that they wanted to be around in the first place. And that's it's such a dark well to be in when you are that sick and you are that tired and your body just hurts and you know there's something wrong. And I have been assured several times by people who are very close to me that I don't feel that different, and they still love me, they still care about me. I would change, in however which way, and they still wouldn't mind. But those are like my very close offline interpersonal relationships with people who are sort of holding my hand through me not being able to sleep, me being so sick that I wasn't able to function some days. And I wasn't sure how much of that was going to extend to online communities, like people who I hung out with a couple of times through stream who I really wanted to get close to, but now it's been so long that we've gone in different directions. My community, who all have different streamers that they could watch, who are personally, in my opinion, way more entertaining and a lot more fun to hang out with than I am. And
Oh,
so I
hush.
wasn't sure when, in my personal opinion, right? I don't think very highly of myself as an entertainer, but I am somebody who loves to entertain. Um, and I wasn't sure when I came back if there would be a place for me. And that was something that I really, really worried about, and I still worry a lot about. When I came back to do my first stream, returning, I was shaking for probably the first 45 minutes.
But that's completely valid though. Like hell, like before I re-debuted with this model, I took a whole, just only a wee month off, and I was that worried. So like,
Yeah.
you're real for that though, because the scariest thing about content creation is that drive of relevancy, right? It's the,
Right.
am I still relevant to my audience? Am I still relevant to people that I've worked with? Am I still relevant just as far as like content creation goes as something that people want to watch? And it's a scary thought to sit there and think that you've lost that relevance, right? Not just because,
Yeah.
oh, woe is me, I'm irrelevant anymore, but just, do these people still value my time? Is it still worth my time to put
Yes.
into that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a did people forget about me? I think was my big worry going into all of it. Because it's a hobby that I really love because of the people that it brought me. And that's one of those things where for me, the financial income, though it has been nice bailing me out of my exorbitant medical debt, that like the avatar, all of it for me is so second to the friendships that I've gotten to make, the people that I know. And to lose them would suck all of the joy out of the hobby. And that I think was the thing that I was really worried about. Would I lose the one thing that I think I'm really in this for, which is for my friends and for my community? And if I had, I don't think I would have been able to stick through it.
That's completely valid. Like, it's it's tough. It really is. But I'm glad to see you back in it. I really am. And
Yeah.
I you know, knocking on all the wood I can right now as I hit like 5 different tables that are around me because my room's a mess.
I have different tables.
I have my bar for when I do my bar streams with tea. I have my table for my food when I'm eating food near my desk. I have my desk, and then I have my table for other knickknacks. So 4, I
That's
lied.
incredible.
Yeah.
You have tables like I have drinks in front of me right now.
How many drinks do you have in front of you?
I have water, tea that I finished, a half-finished Monster Energy, and what was at the start of stream a glass of chocolate milk.
You came to stream with a glass of chocolate milk?
Hell yeah, I did.
Hell yeah! Oh
I love the
shit.
chalky milk.
Chalky milk good. All right, chat
It's
real
the
quick.
best of my Nesquik.
We're getting close to the halfway point. And one big lesson that because I like yapping and I like yapping with my guests, but one big lesson that I've learned. Speaking of drinking a lot, it's been about 2 hours of yapping. I'm gonna give us a quick 5 to 10ish minute break to get up, go refill any drinks, go to the bathroom if we need to. I'm gonna leave you guys with some music. We'll be back here in a little bit. You go get up, get yourself some refreshments and snacks as well. But don't go anywhere for too long. We'll be back here shortly. Okay, dokie?
Excellent.
Alrighty. Be good! And we're back. Hi, everybody. Did I remember to unmute Grimmy? Yes, I did. Yay, I did it. Why are we
Not the
talking
Baja
about
Pilk.
Pilk? Why are you...
I was discussing my chocolate milk and they were like Dr. Pepper. I'm like, I do not need Pilk with a doctorate, and it has since spun wildly out of control.
You are having two soda conversations at the same time. I want to mention that.
Whatever. Yeah.
For reference, chat, we're talking about soda before getting back. Ugh. God.
I'll have a third drink-related conversation, which is that yesterday I had the most life-changing red velvet latte, and I have been dreaming about it since I finished it. I gobbled it like a fucking menace. I chugged it, and then I was like, I need more of it. Just put me on an IV drip. I don't need anything else. I could live off of just that.
Where did you get it from?
It's like a local Korean place. I don't actually know. I don't think it's a chain restaurant. I was telling Rabbit about it, but it was the most beautiful thing I've ever had in my life.
Dude, that sounds delightful. I'm not gonna lie.
Red velvet. Hold on. I'm sure that other places serve like red velvet latte. It was an iced latte. It wasn't hot. Oh yeah, no, this is pretty common. I bet you could just get this like red velvet latte near me.
I'll need to take
yeah,
a look.
There's yes, you should totally look at it. I promise you, get it an iced latte. It's so good. It's so good.
Hell yeah. Do you know it's like I've been actually like gobbling up immensely lately whenever I get the chance?
Huh.
So
What is it?
I live again like I'm the, you know, as I mentioned earlier, the Bostonian VTuber.
Get the fuck out of here.
But someplace I live close enough to drive to on the regular is Salem. I can go to Salem whenever I want. I'm gonna repeat that like 2 more
Oh.
times because Cosmix is in the chat right now. I can go to Salem whenever I want.
Oh wow.
So the all caps fuck you will come through at some point. But no. No, so every time I do actually go up to there, Blackcraft Coffee has a coffee shop, has a branch that's up in Salem, and at this branch, for like spring into early summer, have a lemonade that's like lavender, blue lotus plant, blueberry. It's really nice. But I only recently found out that it has 80 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Oh.
And, like, I'll kill those. And I'm like, oh no, I'm the kind of person that would die to the fucking Panera lemonade. No.
You would. No, me too, though. My immediate instinct to hearing about the Panera lemonade was, I want to try it.
Why?
I think I could tank it. The bucket full of the Panera lemonade, I think I could tank it.
I say this with respect, Grimmy. You would die.
I would. I have a heart condition. But my immediate instinct was like, I'm built different. I could take that. I am not built different. I'm built worse.
What's that phrase? Built different with missing parts?
Built with missing parts. Built with the instructions upside down. Built using, like, the IKEA manual. It was all in Swedish. Panera drink roulette. Dude, that sounds like an incredible time.
So, you know what? Here's my segue.
Oh boy.
Speaking of buckets and cringe things that fandoms have done with
Homestuck.
buckets,
It's time.
I'm jumping to question 8. I'm going all the way to question 8 because
Oh,
there's
no.
no better transition. Hey, fandoms have done cringe things.
That's true.
They've done a lot of cringe things in a lot of different cringe ways, and we've all been part of
Yeah.
a fandom or two.
That's true.
What is a fandom of a game, a show, what have you, that you enjoy that you consider your biggest guilty pleasure?
Twilight.
You were a twat. No way.
I still am. I still am. I'm gonna be honest. You know what? Racism be damned. That Mormon can sure write. That Mormon can sure make a world that I can impress my own psychological, my own vulnerable thoughts and feelings onto. It's not. Listen, it's not good, but it was formative. It really was. And I still indulge occasionally in like fandom edits and stuff of it. Like there's been a recent trend and my friends know about this, so they'll send me TikToks that they get on their feed of people shipping Carlisle and Charlie, Bella's dad, together and I'm like, "Hang on." Hang on. I could get behind the DILF for DILF, so my enjoyment of Twilight has been reignited.
So I have to ask the obvious question, though I feel I know what answer I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Neither.
Neither.
Absolutely neither. Pieces of shit, the both of them. In fact, every moment that they were on screen, I was pissed. I wanted her to end up with Alice so bad. I wanted her, Alice, and Jasper to have like a moment going on together. And of course, at every turn, I was deeply disappointed, and it only got worse with every subsequent book. But I was like, truly, the only person in this story who I want her to end up with is Alice. And now I'm team Charlie, insofar as I want to see his back get blown out by an old man vampire. But that's just me.
So tangentially, then I have to ask. Though I kind of have a feeling I know the answer. If between vampires or werewolves, vampires is the winner, right?
No, werewolves, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm a hella furry dude.
I mean, same, but
It's not
like,
even
I
funny.
still think vampires take the W on that.
No, the thing is, right, is that I love big fat men.
All
I love
right,
big fat hairy men.
all right.
Vampires? Usually twinks. I can't do it. There's only so much pretty boys. Would I like to see a vampire get absolutely obliterated by a werewolf? Yes, that is my ideal scenario. But if we're talking just what I am most attracted to on a day-to-day basis, werewolves, hands down.
You know what? You're valid for that. I can't even argue. I get it. No,
You
like,
understand?
legitimately, like, wolves are, like, very close to bears, so, like, there's the translation there. And vampires, normally, they're suave, and at most, if anything, they're either twink or they're gangly. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there are some exceptions, right? Insofar as, like, vampires go, because I don't know if you're into Critical Role at all.
I am. Granted, I fell off
Okay.
during season 3, so,
Got it. Okay, Silas Briarwood.
you would.
Oh. 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 Oh my god. Like see, I'm really glad that Chad understands me. Like, I love a hunk. I love a hunk. And a vampire that can be a hunk like Dracula, Castlevania, Dracula, he could get it. He really could. And so I do have exceptions on the vampirism front. And in terms of like were creatures, I think werebears and wereboars are actually my favorites. It's why I went completely feral for Halcyon when I started playing Baldur's Gate. I was like, yes, this is everything I've ever needed. But like insofar, because I feel like the type of horror that vampires are meant to represent and the type of horror that werewolves are meant to represent are very like diametrically opposed, in the sense that vampires have a very lean and very sleek, like I feel like the best way to describe it is the thing that people are afraid of in vampires is a little bit closer to like the fear of like sexually transmitted disease, right?
Yeah.
This idea of being so enticed by something, finding it so beautiful, and then it starts to kind of eat you away on the inside out because you were like tempted by it, that sort of thing. Tuberculosis and sexual transmitted disease, things like that. That's sort of what vampires represent. And so they tend to have this very lean, very sleek, very calculated exterior, but there's nothing human about them anymore, or at least there shouldn't be. If you're writing a good vampire, they shouldn't be human anymore. Versus werewolves,
Mhm.
which like it's like a primal fear, right? Of like the hunter being hunted, of transforming against your will into something that you're not. And werewolves, at least for most of the time, are still human. And I think there's something I like about that a little bit more than something cold and untouchable, but maybe that's just me.
I can get that. A personal big thing I've been loving, like, for me with vampires, because I'll be honest, I like guy failures. I like wet dogs. I like tragic people. And something that I've been liking that
yeah.
we've been seeing more and more in vampire media is, how do I describe this? Because, like, we've been getting more and more stories with vampires lamenting the tragedy of themselves, but in a kind of almost fake way. Like,
Yes.
like,
that?
woe is me, but, like, they're not actually that woe is me about it. Like,
Oh, I have to go bite a man on the neck now. Oh, my life is so difficult. Proceeding to go and like mouth at the neck with like these horny pants. Like, yeah, it's like you're not that broken up about it, brother.
mhm.
You're not
It's,
that upset.
like, legitimately, recently, like, well, I say recently, it was a few years ago, I was doing a Curse of Strahd campaign with, T and a bunch of different friends. And I love getting to play Strahd, holy shit, but the way I play him,
Yes.
uh,
Tell me.
so how do I describe it? I'm gonna use the phrasing Tia used. I can't believe you NTR'd me in a campaign, and
No.
got away with it, because, so everyone in the campaign was at most a dumbass, or at best a holier-than-thou kind of night person. Like, that was most of the
Okay.
group. And then Tia's character, Bianca, was a smart, calculating, kind of cold, but not in a, like, fuck you kind of cold, just in a overly pragmatic kind of way. Of just the scientific mind, because they were a necromancer, they were a wizard, and high-end, right? And so
yeah.
the entire time, they're the moral foil to the rest of the group. And because of that,
Uh-huh.
they never really felt like they fit in. They always felt like they were constantly butting heads with everybody, and they always felt like an outsider even amongst their party. And then, in the Curse of Strahd, the campaign at one point calls for, when you get Strahd's attention enough, that he invites you over for dinner. And
Yes. Oh, the dinner with Strahd.
yep. And I really played up the, you know how, like, for one of the quests, Strahd is in there, but as a disguised as someone else.
Yes. Yeah.
I had that
Mhm.
character come back way more often. And them and Bianca started having this, like, relationship,
Yes.
not like
Yes.
romantic, but like as like kindred spirits.
Like like a close personal bond. Like you really form a bond with somebody as yes.
And so
100%.
when it came to the dinner, there's a moment where Strahd pulls Tia's character away, and he reveals, "Hey, I'm Stanimir," and just Strahd tries to get Bianca to kind of turn against the group because he's like, "I'm just misunderstood. I have all this like ways of thinking. I like effectively doing the whole vampire thing of I'm so powerful and smart, but I have no one to be able to share this with. No one understands me. They only see the cool.
Ignore all of my spouses. Ignore all my spouses. I have nobody that I could share this with.
I have no idea that exactly all of that hokey horse shit." And
Yeah,
Tia
yeah, yeah.
almost like Bianca almost fell for it and started going along with it, and for like a good like third of the campaign kept it secret that this person that she's talking to all the time is just Strahd.
Strahd! Yes! Oh, it's my favorite.
It was literally
love-
beautiful, and my favorite capstone to that whole arc was when she finally found out that Strahd was never going to be a good person, and that if he ever did get out of the tragedy of being stuck in Ravenloft and could go across the plains again, that he would
He'd
just
go
end up
back, right back
conquering
to what he
it.
was doing.
Yep.
Yep. Go back to being a warlord because that's just who he is.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking love Curse of Strahd. I'm playing in a campaign right now, and I'm ecstatic about it. I've been brain rotting.
So have you played on in Strahd? Because apparently you, from what we've told, you know spoilers on it. Have you played in the Strahd
Yes, I have
campaign
played
before?
3 times.
Okay.
Yes, I played 3 times. Yeah, each of them with different DMs, usually with different players, but it's one of those modules where I am somebody who's so staunchly against metagaming, where if I know that something is coming, I want my character to make a beeline towards it because it would be so juicy and dramatic if they did. And so playing through Curse of Strahd a 3rd time, being kind of aware of everything that's happening, I'm playing a priest of the Morning Lord.
All right.
Who is the adopted son of Father Lucian.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you like Strahd campaigns, can I sell you on something? Can I very evilly tap something
Sure.
and sell you on something? It's the only like D&D campaign I will still run cuz I've mostly divorced playing D&D because the Wizards of the Coast and dare I say more. But it is a
Uh-huh.
campaign that I bought bought the book for, and it's produced by Hit Point Press, which you may have heard them. They've done Fool's Gold, they did Humblewood, but they have one
Right. Okay, I know Humblewood.
yeah, they have one campaign setting that they almost never promote, and it had a tumultuous like development, but I love it to
Uh-huh.
death, and it's a similar setup as Strahd, where again, you're a group of adventurers, you're whisked away to a demiplane that's ruled over by a asshole, and you're there from levels 1 to 10, and the goal is to either find a way to escape or kill said asshole. But
Uh-huh.
replace Ravenloft with the Realm of the Revelia, which is a carnival, and replace Strahd with Hecna, who is the Cosmic Jester. Let me hold on. I'm getting a screenshot of the boy. I'm getting him up on screen for chat and for you. Hecna is his name. And
My legally distinct supervillain.
yep.
Do not steal.
Let me. There you go. There's a screen. One of the splash arts for him right there. Chat. Here
I'm
you go.
in fucking tears. Who is this Clopin-looking motherfucker?
He's Hecna, the master of the Revelia.
Hecna. I love this. That's actually the chocolate. That's
The-
incredible.
The way I
I'm so
describe
obsessed with circus motifs. Hell yes.
the way I describe the way the book describes itself, honestly, the theming of it is heavily inspired by 80s horror. So a lot of like actual terrifying bullshit happens, but then there's a stupid slapstick. Like early on before you gain the ability to actually hurt. The minor spoiler. Before you gain the ability to actually hurt the god of the plane, he's invulnerable, right? So, like, if you go up and whack
Okay.
him, there's a d20 table of things that can happen when you whack him. And, one of the examples is he pops like a balloon, starts, deflating and flying around before vanishing.
the around the. Oh my god.
It is
So good.
such a great campaign, but I've also had moments where people are like, I'm genuinely terrified right now. So,
Well, yes.
I slide that across the table and go, hey, if you ever, like, not as a stream thing, just as like an off stream, like, wanna find like a few people and go together and like every once or twice a
From the
month,
bottom of my heart, you don't even have to ask, dude. I would love to.
I shake your hand. I shake your hand
I would
so
seriously
hard.
love to. My life has freed up considerably now that I am not extremely extremely ill. So if it's especially like a once or twice a month game, I might be hard pressed to make it work on Sundays, but pretty much every other day I could be free.
Sobs.
Also, I
Hey,
can think of one other person. Yeah, that
Hey,
looks
Rabbit.
directly at them.
Rabbit, you want
I think they
in?
would really like to.
I don't mind. I'll let you run it. God, it's such a great camp. I could literally for the rest of the stream I could go on about it, but for the sake of brevity and not forgetting what stream we're on, I'm not. I really do.
Hit me up about it.
You will do. All right.
We get sidetracked. Is this a usual like? Do you often get super sidetracked on these confessional streams?
All the time. All
Okay,
the
good.
fucking
Okay,
time.
okay.
It's fine.
All right, cool.
Let's
cool,
be
cool,
the confessional booth's an excuse just to get to hang out and talk to people.
It's
and
a yapping stream. Yeah, it's a yapping stream for the most part. Getting to know somebody. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Mhm. All right. So, we do got a few more questions. I think we have time for like one or two more, depending on how long we have.
with how
on them.
with how this has been going, yeah.
All right. So, do you want a more serious one or another goofy one?
To be honest, we've kind of passed back and forth between them, so whichever one you're most interested in hearing the potential answer to.
Alrighty then. Well, speaking of horror, there are things all of us are afraid of. There are things that get to us, things that disgust or gross or unsettle us. And sometimes those things we're a little bit ashamed to admit that we're afraid of. What's your most embarrassing fear?
Oh boy. Okay. So thing number one to bear in mind is I am a massive trypophobe.
That's a fear
Which
of holes, right?
Yes, yeah, the little clusters of holes. Mine for me isn't all clusters of holes. Like I can look at like a sponge in Minecraft and I'll be fine. But if I look at like a lotus pod in real life, or if I look at like a sprouted potato, I get like the heebie-jeebies. Like it makes my skin itch. But that is not my embarrassing fear. My embarrassing fear is that I am terrified of dolls.
Really?
Dolls, animatronics, like puppets, all of those sorts of things. And they are so common in the kind of horror that I like. And it's not like a triggering sort of fear, like the way that some people are arachnophobic and they literally can't look at it. It's that it fills me with such a deep, visceral fear that whenever I'm like in a game and I'm otherwise not taking it seriously, I see a doll, I start freaking out. I'm like shrieking at top of lung. I'm jumping at shadows. And it's at the point where like my DM for the very same Curse of Strahd campaign keeps going like, I'm gonna make Piddlewick your fated ally, and I'm like, don't, I'm gonna shit myself if I have to look at that thing.
So not to get back on Heckna, but
It's so mannequins. It's not a no-go for me. It's a, if something bad happens, I am going to scream at top of fucking lung.
I
Enough
You're-
too movie, dude.
we
The
will-
marionette is too
You
much.
know what? At least you're not an arachnophobe. At least you're not an arachnophobe going into that campaign. But I will say, being afraid of dolls going to that campaign is gonna be funny.
That's so funny. No, and really genuinely, like, I love horror so much. And it's like, I love ghost horror. I love psychological horror. I love, like, abandoned places and stuff like that. You know what all those have in common?
Dolls.
So many haunted dolls. And I'm just sitting there like, why? Why is it always dolls? Like the fucking, was it Arnold from the Magic School Bus where he's like, not again.
Not again.
Not again.
So
That's exactly how I feel.
I have to ask, where do you think this fear like manifested from if you had to like throw a guess?
I think there might be some kind of precedent, and I'm not sure if there are any other Mexicans in the chat who can corroborate this, or if it's just where I come from. But there is like a superstition that you shouldn't give children dolls that look like them because it's going to eat their soul. And that's like
That's a
thing that is very
thing?
consistent. Yeah, it's like a really big at least where I come from, it's a really big superstition. Like there's a lot of talk about like dolls and toys and how important they are to children, and like if one looks too much like your child, it's going to absorb your child's soul, sort of thing. And that was like a superstition that was like imprinted into me, not by adults but by other kids.
Okay. That's wild. I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's a really big superstition. I truly have no idea if it's literally just where I come from, but so I would have to ask other Latinos and maybe other Mexicans specifically, like if they've ever experienced that. But it was like a thing where I think I developed such a strong fear, and also that meant that when I was young and I was exposed to Chucky for the first time, it like extra super scared me because I was like, oh, it's a doll, it's gonna eat your soul. And then the whole premise of Chucky is that he literally swaps souls with somebody, he swaps his soul into the doll. And so that like reinforced the fear in my mind, and I think it's just become like a visceral, like one of those things that you can only be so afraid of it in a way that isn't like a phobia, but is just like a general sort of like fear associated with horror. That it's like that you get in childhood and that follows you into adulthood. It's like that kind of visceral fear that you can only really get from that.
That's fair. Are you, because you mentioned Chucky, I have to take the quick deviation. Are you still afraid of
Uh-huh.
Chucky?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's a comedy. It's a comedy horror. You
Yep.
know how fucked up that is? It's actually so funny. Like every time I see like little clips of it, like even the other ones I can look at, oh god, what is her name?
You're talking about the bride, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, Han. I'm spacing her name right now.
I can watch clips of her and she's so funny.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Yes, I do love her. And I like the clips that I've seen like of the kid even, but something about it, man.
There was a line recently in the well, I say recently, it's a few years now, in the first season of the Chucky show that came out that fucking killed me. And it was there because again, the writer for all the Chucky movies, excluding the one reboot, we don't talk about that, is very, if I recall, he's gay, and very progressive. And there's a scene where Chucky is trying to relate to a kid who the father doesn't understand. I forget if it's the kid himself is gay or just there's something about him that his over-conservative father doesn't get, and Chucky is using that as a manipulation tactic, which is unfortunate. But Chucky,
to like talk about his own like gender fluid child.
yeah, literally the line. He's like, hey, my kid's queer and I don't judge him. Really? Gender fluid. That is a line that's in the show.
It's real. It's very real.
I love how, like, despite Chucky being an absolute terrible person, his franchise is so progressive in a lot of funny ways. Holy shit.
And that's, I think, like, I love the idea of like Chucky Child's Play as a series, and I've watched it, but it scares me. Like really, not in like the like a jump scare way. It's like this feeling of like deep rooted dread that sort of like kind of claws inside your stomach, and it kind of makes your heart run cold, where every moment that something's on screen, you're waiting for something bad to happen. And it's that kind of buildup of anticipation. And like it's like a little bit easier to manage because it has those moments where it has like the jokes that sort of break the tension. But I'm just so scared of dolls. I'm just so scared of dolls.
I have a question. As a horror DM, am I allowed to abuse this fear? Because some people don't like.
Yes.
All right, good.
No,
I'm going
my
to.
DM does. He keeps talking about Piddlewick being our fated ally, and I keep telling him that I'm gonna shit a brick if he does. You have my blessing. You really do.
Gotcha. Oh,
I've even made a lot of my characters canonically afraid of dolls because it's like such a fear that's so prominent for me, and it comes up so often. A lot of my characters are very phobic of it too.
You always put a little bit of yourself into every character, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be screaming and shrieking, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to be screaming at top of lung, and my character's like, all right, guys, Leon Kennedy style, I got this, give me the shotgun.
Give me the
Hell
shotgun.
no.
Ah! Exactly. But that's still just fascinating. I've never actually met someone that's been afraid of dolls. The closest I got is I have a bud of mine who's very unnerved by the phrase, like a marionette with its strings cut. Whenever someone's described as dying, that one gets them for some reason.
Really? No, I could see it. Like the complete like stopping of motion, like the crumpling sort of thing. It's a very visceral image.
Mm-hmm.
That's
God.
so funny.
So
Leon Kennedy, but played by Grace. That's real.
holy shit.
That's me. Grace is the most relatable horror protagonist that I've seen in a very long time.
She's just panicking the entire time, but she's trying her best.
She's
And that's
really
why I
going
love
for
her.
it. She's so brave. She's actually so brave because she's scared as fuck and she's still doing it.
All right, so now I have to ask the important question.
Uh-huh.
Because we brought up Resident Evil. I'm gonna get back to horror because I actually want to talk about horror because horror is obviously a fascinating subject that I love to death, and I know you love to death. But I have to ask, Old Man Leon, would or wouldn't?
Would.
Would. All right.
Make him older.
I shake your hand.
Make him older.
Holy shit. So I do have to ask, because you mentioned how you've gotten into horror. What got you into liking like horror, the macabre, dark things like that? Because like obviously you're goth. Obviously you've talked about being a mortician. So like, yeah, this is not just something that's like, oh, I find it neat. This is something that is deeply rooted into who you are as a person. What kind of started you down that path?
Scary stories to tell in the dark. 100%.
Really?
Yeah, if you have ever read that series, which I'm sure most people who did like in about our rough age group, which is like the older Gen Z, younger millennials, um, the illustrations like unlocked something in my brain because I feel like they're kind of spooky things and stories for children, but the art was horror. And that was something that to me was so beautiful. I loved like the scary stories. I loved the unhappy endings, the woman getting locked in a trunk. Oh my god, absolute cinema.
Hell
And I
yeah.
think that's really what kind of started it. Yes, the art alone. No, the art is so beautiful. The stories were good, but I think the art really sort of brought that sort of thing to life, like a sort of imagery that you've never seen before when you're as young as I was, at least when I was reading them.
So I have a confession. I've never
Uh-huh.
read a scary stories to tell in the dark.
I am not sure if it would have the magic now, but
It probably will if I appreciate it as a piece of its time. Cause like for
right.
me, the thing I grew up with was Goosebumps, right? And all those are
Right.
so schlocky as fuck. But like, sometimes I go back and I reread them, and I can even though now as an adult I'm not as terrified by them.
Yes.
Definitively, they're still a fun little read and they're a product of the time, right?
Yeah, and the aesthetics alone are actually like really iconic.
Oh yeah.
I think there was a the Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure series in the theme park that I read when I was younger, and that was actually very scary.
There was that, and then they adapted that into a point-and-click adventure game that you could play on
Did
PC.
they really?
Oh yeah, they did. It's uh,
What?
it's great if you want camp. Yeah,
If you want, I
Horrorland,
love
my
camp.
beloved. Uh,
Oh, Horrorland! That's what it was called.
my favorite two Goosebump books still have to be either it's the Haunted School, where it's the one that there's an elevator that takes people to a dimension with no color, and everyone becomes a color-sucking zombie in it.
Ooh.
Or Wake Up and Die, which is the one where the kid goes to sleep in the guest bedroom and keeps waking up in an alternate reality that each one sucks more than his own reality.
That's incredible. I never really read I think Horrorland was maybe the only Goosebumps series that I really properly read. I think I watched a few episodes of the show. But the book series wasn't one that was super on my radar.
I appreciate them, but to be like you with the scary stories, most of them are kind of dog water, and the twists are all really kind of fucking stupid. Like I still think the dumbest
Right.
twist, I'm forgetting the name of the book, but it's the one that involves a werewolf attacking a camp.
Uh-huh.
The plot twist to the one at the end of that is that the camp is actually training grounds to be able to train an invasion force because all the kids in that are not actually human, they're aliens, and they're all gonna go invade Earth. Like, that's just the twist ending. There's no build up to that. It's just thrown in right at the fucking end. I'm like, R.L. Stein, what the fuck are you talking about here?
uh Remember a story in Scary Stories where there's nothing scary actually haunting a character, but someone worked themselves into a lather and a big punch in the end, and we think something got him. Yes, yes, yes. The one where he's like increasingly paranoid and he's like super stressed out that something's like out there to get him, and then it's like literally all inside of his own head. That is 100% one of the ones that really sticks with you because you're like, oh man, I do that.
Yup, mood. I've been
I
there.
do that.
I do that. Granted,
I do that.
I have very valid reason to worry about that. I live somewhere aggressively haunted. Do
Do you really?
I'm gonna so I can't link it here, but
Okay.
I'm gonna link it to you privately. On
Uh huh.
to put it this way, I live in an area that's so haunted. There's a Wikipedia article about it.
Oh my god, yes! Yes,
So
I do know about this one.
yeah, hi. That's my back. That is my backyard.
Oh, you're in that?
I'm in that.
Oh.
Like currently, right now, I am still in that.
Oh, motherfucker. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
And hauntings are all you've had to deal with. There's no big.
I have to put it this way. I have seen cult activity. I have seen UFOs. I have seen puckwudgies. I've seen some shit. Let me tell you.
I only really closest. I grew up in the deep south, sort of hugging close to Appalachia, but not quite in Appalachia. Have you ever seen a knot deer?
I have seen a knot deer. I'm guessing you've seen a knot deer.
I once saw a knot deer. Scared the fuck. My mom has zero survival instinct.
Did she go
Is what
after
I
the
learned.
knot deer?
So I was driving with my mom home from coming home from high school, and we saw 3 little lights inside of a bush, and it was 2 regular sort of like the animal eyes, like the Tapetum lucidium, where they're like kind of shining in the dark, and it's 2 regular ones, but there's one seated right above it, square in the middle of them, and we see it in the bush, and I'm like, "Did you see that?" And my mom's like, "What?" And she goes, she pulls the car over. To go
What
look
are
at
you-
it.
That
Mind
is-
you, my mother is the brown one. I want that to be clear. Between my 2 parents, my mother is the brown.
So you're literally 2 seconds away from going, that is white people shit right there.
Yes. I'm like, Mother, this is Caucasian behavior.
Holy fuck. Ah. So you've
I
seen a
shouldn't see the
knotted
knot
deer.
deer.
Have you seen a
Yes.
knotted dog before?
I have seen a not a dog. Although it depends because I don't if you live like deep enough in any kind of barrio, you'll see a lot of stray dogs that have been through some serious shit.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say whether or not a not dog is a not dog and just a really, really mangy dog that might have been an amputee. But I feel like I could safely say it might have been a not a dog.
The big tell for me for Nada dogs is their size, because at least the 2 that I've ran into were big.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be more appropriate to call them like Nada wolves. Like they were big.
Ooh. Okay. That is big Appalachian wisdom. Yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
again, it's the old rule. If you're ever out in the mountains in Appalachia and you hear your name, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't hear nothing.
Didn't hear nothing.
Nothing. I still
Go ahead.
a lot of the houses near where I grew up, which was I bounced a lot between New Mexico, Texas, and Louisiana. And a lot of the houses that you see in Louisiana when you're getting closer to like Georgia and stuff like that, they all still painted paint blue.
Really?
Yeah. Still to this day, they keep up the paint job.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
God.
It's very haunting when you see them, to be honest. It's very scary, even though it's such a cute color.
Have you ever had a encounter with... I'm not gonna just say the word with a ghost, but like with something that is non-corporeal like that?
With something that I could definitively say was supernatural, no. I'm one of those people who I believe in the supernatural in the sense that when other people say that they have had experiences, I believe them 100%. But for me personally, I don't think that I have ever had an experience that I couldn't rationalize in some way, shape, or form, which probably means that if I was haunted, I just wouldn't notice. And it's not to say that weird shit hasn't happened to me. Like when I used to work at the home that I used to work at, for people who are unaware about me, I am still a mortician, but a non-practicing one. And previously when I was working in the home that I was working at, there would be like moments where I think I'd hear my name. There would be like technological malfunctions that were weirdly timed, stuff like that. All things that I can dismiss. But if I were a more superstitious person, I'm sure I would have flipped my shit.
To be fair, it's one of those things that, like, even though I heavily believe in it, because I have had experiences where I definitively say I've encountered something, I never flatly state what it is, because at the end of the day,
Right.
I feel
100%.
like I don't know. And at the end of the day as well, when it comes to spirits, fun little fact, typically the more you name something or attribute to something and try to solidify something like that,
The more power it has.
the more power it
Yeah,
has.
it's like a tulpa. Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Oh god, don't
Yeah,
get me started on
100%.
tulpas.
yep.
You just...
What is?
Where,
Can I ask you a question?
hit me.
What is your favorite like supernatural experience that you've had? Like your favorite story to tell? Not necessarily the one that was the most pleasant, but if you have a story to tell about it, what is your favorite one?
So I always tell this one, so I gotta tell it to you. Chat, strap in, you've heard me tell this one before. It's the UFO story, everybody. So,
Yes.
hold on, I need to figure out what year did Paranormal 2010. All right. So, it's Halloween of 2010.
Okay.
Me and my buds had just watched Paranormal Activity 2 in theaters, which, by the way, we ruined that movie watching experience. We turned it to an MSTK 3000 experience of watching that film, and everyone in the audience was eating it up, so no one got mad at us. We got away with that. But, like, I'm with my buddy and editor of this channel, W, and we're with another bud of ours that, for the sake of conversation, we're gonna refer to as Mr. P. And Mr. P gets, to put it this way, he's driving one way, and me and W were going to go get food before driving another way. And we all hop in the car and, you know, drive off. We wave goodbye. But, like, not even 5 minutes later, Mr. P's down the road and he's like, hey, okay, I said hey, and now I'm thinking about the Lego City commercial.
Hey.
Hey! No, but, hey, W, do you still have V? Yeah? Are you guys still nearby? Redacted mall name. Yeah? Alright, cool. Come down to Cranberry Bog on this street. Like, there's something weird happening here, and you guys gotta check this shit out. So, W turns to me, I turn to him, we shrug, we go. Again, we've seen some, we've all seen some weird shit, so it's like, whatever. Yeah, at this point, we're numb to it, and we're like, hell yeah, show us some weird shit. But out of all the, like, weird shit I've seen, this is the most, like, vivid and long one, because we get to the Cranberry Bog. And we're at the edge of the Cranberry Bog, and we drive our car up along Peas, and he's like, hey, up there. And we look up into the sky, and at the other end of this big Cranberry Bog, floating right by the tree line, low enough that it's illuminating the trees, so we can tell how low it is this just yellow-orange orb. And it's just hovering there, and the size of it is probably the size of a small house. And it's just...
Oh my god.
Like, it wasn't making any sound, it was nothing, it was just there. But we do see it slowly lowering down. And my buddy P likes collecting flashlights. He's an enigmatic man that has a lot of weird hobbies. And one of his weird hobbies is collecting very powerful flashlights. He had one on his hip. He pulls it out and starts flashing it at the damn orb. I immediately turn around and start walking back towards the car. I'm like, no, this is white people shit. I'm too Portuguese for this. So I begin walking back to the car. I look back in time just to see the orb finishing darting up into the sky. Because after they flashed it for a little bit, it just, whoop, went up.
Hell no.
Yep.
Hell no.
I didn't sleep that night.
Oh god.
Because out of anything,
That's crazy.
alien abductions scared me for the longest time. And while I can't say that that was an alien definitively, fuck,
It was close enough that you were like,
like, out of all the
love that.
things,
That's crazy.
I think that is the most, like, my favorite one to tell, because, like, I've had other encounters, but typically they tend to be very, very, like, brief, short ones, and a lot of them are nothing burgers. Like, hell, recently, this last October, I had a good old friend of the channel, Seth Esbet, actually come down from Canada to visit Massachusetts during Halloween. And Seth has never had a haunted experience, and as a goth, they wish that they did, because, duh. But we're walking around Salem, and we rounded a corner after leaving the graveyard where, you know, all the people that were part of the trial were buried, unfortunately.
Right.
And both of us could have sworn we had seen someone walking behind us. And again, can't definitively say anything, but we both turn around to go look at the person. Wasn't there. So, like,
Spooky.
I'm used to spooky shit.
Did Seth flip?
God.
Like a little bit. Did Seth flip like a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it like a pretty nonchalant experience? Okay, okay.
It was kind of
I think
nonchalant.
Okay. I think if I saw something that I was like actually convinced was supernatural, I'd definitely flip. I'd have like a heart attack. I'd be like, oh, was that a fucking ghost?
So here's the thing. I think I've gotten so used to it because ghosts, in my mind, you don't bother them, they don't bother you.
Like a wasp.
Yeah, the scariest the encounters I've been most afraid in my life were either the UFO one, the one time I was being harassed by a pukwudgie, or a do you not know what a pukwudgie is?
I do not.
Go Google image search it. It's pretty much the goblins of New England. They're the
I was gonna say,
Wampanoag
this feels like a
tribe.
New England thing.
Yeah, it's a New England thing. The Wampanoag tribe claim to have seen these. They're little forest spirits that kind of like half porcupine.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been harassed by
I'm
one.
not
I had
for
one
that.
throw a rock at me.
Not a rock. No.
Yeah, which they're known to be like not super dangerous. They're just assholes.
Right. Okay. So not necessarily malicious in the dangerous way, but malicious as in their dicks.
They're dicks. Don't be around them, and you don't want to be around multiple of them because multiple of them can be a problem. But like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, don't bother their homes, and you will be fine.
Okay. Got it.
And then there was one time I was out in the woods with my buddy. We had shortly graduated high school, and it was getting late at night, and we started hearing the definitive sound of a bullwhip being cracked, and then someone screaming in pain.
Oh.
So you know,
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Jesus.
like it's that shit.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Flo.
Hi, Flo. Hi, Mama.
I do
I
have
think. No, go for it.
one last thing to talk about on the topic of for me, if you have more to talk about, feel free. But like on the topic of supernatural shit, I want to bring this up to you because turning tail all the way back around to the Fae conversation earlier. I have a theory.
Okay.
Do you know the Appalachian Mountains used to be a connected mountain chain with a different mountain chain on this planet, but got separated due to plate tectonics?
The Alps, right? Question mark?
Not just the Alps, the Scottish Highlands.
Oh, fuck. Hang on.
You see
Where
where
the
I'm
fairies-
going with
That's where
this,
they
right?
came from. Ah, fuck, dude. That makes way too much sense.
Yep. It's evolution right there. They're just Fae creatures that have been separated. And whereas the Scottish Highlands ones evolved to be weird folktales, the ones in Appalachia evolved to be incomprehensible terrors. Like, there it
That's
is.
so funny. I actually could believe that. I wholeheartedly subscribe to this theory.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm bringing you on board. I'm building a religion around this
I'm
slowly.
a convert. I'm a convert. I identify as a fae that might have come from the Appalachian Mountains intersection with Scotland 100%. I have had one experience that I think was so unsettling that though I cannot say necessarily that it was supernatural in nature because it was in the form of dreams, but it was so weird and it hasn't happened to me since, was there was a string of time during, I want to say maybe my senior year of high school, where I had the same reoccurring nightmare every single night for a month, which is that I would be, I'd wake up and I was in the woods and I was in a red cloak with a rabbit mask. And I specifically was aware of that. And in my hand, I had a lamp. And I would walk through this forest. And as I would walk, I would become increasingly convinced that there was something following me. And every night I would wake up and it would be just the sense that I was going deeper and deeper into the woods. And there was a point in time in which it started to feel like something was actually chasing me. So I'd be running and there'd be like streaks of blood like on my feet, like because I'd run them so bloody. And every single night I would go to sleep and in my dreams I would be running through this forest. And then at one point, I fell. I tripped and I fell in the dream. And I remember turning to look at whatever it was, like it was about to like I was about to see it for the first time, and right when I turned my head and I could see like something, like this feeling, this all imposing feeling like it was going to eat me, I woke up and I never had that same dream. A month. I would be walking and running in my sleep and then it stopped just like that.
I love that. I love
I
that.
don't believe in the supernatural. I don't believe in the supernatural, but I think if I were to truly say that I'd ever had an experience that left me shaken in a way that I feel like there could have been some kind of influence from elsewhere, it might have been that.
So what I'm hearing is if I ever somehow get you to visit here, I'm gonna drag you around and I'm gonna make sure that you leave with at least one supernatural experience. It's gonna ruin you.
I leave with one ghost story under my belt. Yeah. I think I've definitely told Rabbit at least about the story because I remember I was tripping shit for like the entire month. I remember that I was like I would wake up and I would feel so restless like I hadn't slept a wink. And my feet were sore.
Holy hell.
And I remember, and then it was gone just like that. I had never had sleep paralysis like that, but it was like that feeling of being locked inside your body, and it's never happened since, and it never happened before, and it was over. So yeah, maybe they did get me in another time. Maybe that was me. Who knows?
God. So, using a transition, this is a transition to get on to maybe the last question I'm going to be asking for the night.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of ghosts,
Oh boy.
it's time for the hardest question of the night. Are you guys ready to see poor Grimmy here sweat? So, speaking of ghosts, do you know what is another ghost thing I know you love dearly?
Oh, what?
Pokemon. You like ghost type
Oh,
Pokemon,
fuck.
don't you?
Yeah, I do. That's true. That is very true.
I'm locking the confessional booth door right now. You cannot escape this final question until you answer it.
Fuck. Let me
You
out, let me
have
out,
to
let me out.
delete one ghost type Pokemon from existence. Who do you choose?
Oh, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Somebody get me the fuck out of here. I have to go. I have to leave. I have to leave. I have
Door's
to go
locked.
right fucking now. No. No. Rattle. Rattle. Oh god. No. Cuz the thing the thing is, there's no answer I could give to this, whether or not I could emotionally bear the weight. There's no answer I could give to this that won't result in me getting sniped the moment I step out of the confessional booth. I will die. The terrorist normal time. No. I'll die. I'll die. They'll kill me out there.
It's fine. Just say the ghost type variation of Typhlosion. Have Tia come back in here and be very mad.
No, but I love him. The thing is,
I think.
all right, so let me the thing is. So here's the thing.
All right.
So anyway, here's the thing. If I pick a Pokemon that nobody gives a fuck about, right? Like I don't think Golurk has too many shooters out there, but I feel like that's too boring. I think it's too boring to give an answer that's not going to offend anybody. So I've decided for the maximum inflammatory experience, if I can't have it, no one else can. I'm gonna take out Gengar.
You're shooting your boy.
Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of Gengar. If I can't have him, no one else can. I want the rest of you to have to find an identity outside of loving Gengar. Fuck you.
That is going for maximum damage. You know, Gengar is like the ghost type. I think more than any
If I
other ghost
cannot
type
be
Pokemon.
loved, I will be feared. If I cannot be loved, I will be feared. I will rule from my throne built of your hate.
I think the only way you could have gotten that close to any hate is by saying Mimikyu.
I could take out Mimikyu, but the thing is that Mimikyu is too new to matter to the old heads.
Yeah.
If I want to cause the maximum amount of rippling damage throughout every generation that's ever picked up the Pokemon franchise, it's gotta be Gengar.
Hell yeah.
Delmies. Nobody gives a fuck about Delmies. Yes, I could get rid of Delmies. I could get rid of Golurk. I could get rid of like there are other ghost type Pokemon that nobody gives a fuck about, I'm sure. Like hang on.
Be careful, watch you insult one of my favorites.
It's gonna be are you a big like Frillish stan? Would you say that you're a big fan
No,
of
I'm not a
Frillish?
big Frillish stan.
Okay. What about Decidueye? You a big Decidueye
I
fan?
like Decidueye. Decidueye's not my top.
It shouldn't be a ghost type. It shouldn't be a ghost type.
It shouldn't.
It could have been a grass dark. I'll be
It
honest with
could've.
you. It should have been a grass dark. What's ghostly about it?
Nothing. Here comes the actual
I could get
question.
rid of Pecharunt.
What do you think is my favorite ghost type Pokemon?
Your favorite ghost type Pokemon? Can I ask a narrowing question?
Sure.
Older gen or newer gen?
At this point, it would be considered older gen.
Okay. So we're probably thinking around like the Pokemon XY era is what I'm thinking. Hmm.
I'm gonna help you with a little thing. I quit playing Pokemon after Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond and Pearl. Okay, so
Yeah, I got back
probably-
into it with Sun and Moon, but there for a good time, not a long time.
Sun and Moon was like I think I could see the baby hand holding allegations for Sun and Moon. I liked the Pokemon designs a lot. The story wasn't necessarily for me.
I agree.
Pokemon XY was absolute cinema. Hmm. For some reason, and I have no idea why this is calling to me, I could kind of see you as being a Sableye person.
Close. Close.
Who is
Sableye was my favorite back when I was playing through Ruby and Sapphire. But then, speaking
Okay.
of Diamond and Pearl, I'm sorry, Drifloon and Drifblim, my beloveds.
Yes.
I
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
I love them so much. I love my
Yeah.
balloons.
They're so evil too. Those evil fucking balloons.
They drag away kids and then kill them. That's so fucking cool.
I love
Hashtag-
you looking at all of your
Go ahead.
looking at all of your potential Pokemon partners and being like, all right, which of you has the biggest kill count?
Exactly. Again, fuck them kids. Drifloon
Wow!
Drifloon will kill your children. Do not leave him alone. But he's also just so cute.
Yeah, he is. No, that makes a lot of sense actually for you. I really do enjoy that. I think there's something because the thing is actually now that I think about it, what I like about Sableye for you is sort of the untapped gremlin energy that I
Mhm.
think exists within its soul. There's something about it that feels like it's here to start trouble. And will hate you if you say that you don't like clam chowder. And I think that Drifloon has the same thing, but sort of a I have no mouth and I must scream about it. So I think, yeah, they both suit you in their own way. They both love clam chowder in their own special way.
I appreciate that. God. Alright. So, on that note, because I do want to wrap a little bit early, just because I know about the time that you requested as your cutoff. So, we got time for one last question. But before we do, Grimmy, you have been accosted by me and my questions. You have made it through this confessional booth and come out the other side with as far as the eyes of the hollowed are concerned, a clean enough soul to be welcomed within our choir.
Thank God.
But now, I must ask you to do me a favor and return the favor onto me. As much as I love torturing my guests with these awful questions, I need you to torture me with one. What is a confession that you wish of moi to answer?
It's not a silly one, but it is one that I genuinely would like to know the answer to.
Sure.
And it touches on something I think that we talked about a little bit earlier, which is, have you ever gotten to the point where you truly felt like giving up, and what was the thing that pulled you out of it? And you are totally allowed to veto this, but is there something I think that would pull you out of when you were feeling at your lowest?
Do you mean just in the case of streaming or something else?
Anything, I think.
Anything.
Whichever one you feel like talking about.
I'll talk about streaming because I feel like the other one's a little bit, not necessarily that I don't want to talk about it, but way too hard of a fucking tonal shift, and one I am not one that I would need to plan a much more adult, like, sit down and thought out conversation to talk about it, because while I'm not afraid to talk about that subject, it is one that I feel needs to be addressed with that gravity. Chat, to not dance around it too much. If you know what a semicolon tattoo is for, I'm looking to get one. But again, we've all had that low point. But to keep it kind of just on streaming, I think the lowest point I've had, there are two. One was shortly, like, halfway through me having re-debuted as the Rabbit, because I've talked about this on stream beforehand with, Reina and a few other folks. But the Rabbit, I went to re-debut as the Rabbit because I wanted to debut, and don't get me wrong, the Rabbit I still love, and the Rabbit still had parts of me in it. It wasn't totally just a facade, but, like, I re-debuted it as the Rabbit because I wanted something that was a lot more approachable. Because I was worried that, like, me being an angel triggered people's religious trauma, or people just didn't like angels, and blah, blah. I want to make myself more marketable. And that just sucked all the enjoyment out of streaming for me. But the next time that came out was the in-between me realizing that that was dumb, and then me re-debuting as this model. Because there was a point during the summer where I doubted everything that I was doing up until that point. I did not think I was good, entertaining, funny, but I also thought that I was not wasting my life, but just wasting everybody's time. And I felt like I was constantly fighting this uphill battle, and don't get me wrong, I still feel that a little bit, because unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast with content creation, right? You just keep throwing shit out.
Yeah.
You hope it sticks, and if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, like, that summer, I had, like, summer of 2025 especially, I got so into the depression, like, I wanted to just finally hang up the coat on so many different things, just retreat into my room and just ignore reality and stop existing as a part of it. And it took a lot of talking to a lot of other folks, both in content creation and outside it. It took a lot of just getting help, and thankfully at around that time is when me and my current partner, Bean, started really hitting it off and started talking about our emotions and stuff like that. And yeah, I can't thank that woman enough. She's done so much for me. That I think I found the motivation again to keep going forward, because something, not in a, like, conceited way, but something that always gets to me is how many people tell me, oh, you're important. Because due to just my self-loathing, I don't believe that. And the amount of folks that came forward to remind me of it, if nothing else, flabbergasted me, because at some point, the volume becomes so loud that it becomes hard to...
It's very hard to ignore.
It's very hard. It's one thing if one person tells you, hey, you're extremely important, but when you have, like, 20 people that you know, they're not just a crowd, which nothing to you, chat. I love all you guys, and I appreciate all the fucking nice things you do say, but, like, I don't know you on that level of intimacy, and when you have 20 people that you are intimately familiar with come forward to you about that, it becomes harder and harder to argue with that many voices. And I thank all those folks that helped drag me out of that, and I'm glad to still be here streaming.
That's wonderful. I'm really glad that you had a support system that you could fall back on.
Thank you. And you know, I say this to you, and I know I'm sure you'll say it back. If you ever need me to be your support system, I'm here for you, Pally.
You were correct, because I'm going to shoot the exact thing back at you 100%. Even if I may not be able to be like there in the moment, later on, whenever I am free, or if you want to set time aside, 100%.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Of course.
It's easier to argue with the screen. Satirical, you're 100% right on that one.
Yes, it is. it's also like I think in a sense as somebody who has dealt with a lot of like lifelong depression and stuff like that, I do think that depression does make you terribly self-centered. In the sense that it's very hard to think outside of yourself, to think about like objective facts and stuff like that, because you're so blinded by your own experience of the world, this sort of like crushing weight and this crushing sort of like sadness, and not even sadness sometimes, a sort of like a despondence, almost like a feeling that like if you did give up, it wouldn't really change anything. And so it's hard to see beyond that because it's so all consuming. And the more that you have those outside voices kind of to argue against it, because it is something that needs to be fought against, but it's really hard to fight it on your own. And so the more people you have reaffirming that you matter, not only to them but just in general, your existence matters, you are relevant, you matter, you leave an impact on the world around you. And that really does do a lot to counter this feeling of like, if I disappeared, nobody would really notice, nobody would really care. And to have that be actively pointed out, not by one person who feels bad for you and who pities you, but by multiple people who all could have just done nothing, but instead decided to reach out to you. That is the kind of thing that will 100% change a life.
And chat, that I guess is a very good piece of advice. Don't just find one confidant. Obviously, that can be very hard, but having multiple confidants, and like, I can't stress enough how important it kind of is to have that, because if you just have the one, you can sit there and try to sit there and ignore one person. But again, when you have that volume, especially when you have multiple different people that might not even know each other or might not have any communication, that say similar things and all have the same page, it becomes harder to refute at that point. So please do, if you are able to find multiple people that you can reach out and talk to, be friends, family, professionals, especially professionals, do not underestimate the validity of a good therapist that you can go and talk to.
A good therapist, yeah, 100%.
Very keyword there being good.
Good.
Daily
Not bad
reminder
therapists out there.
that there's a lot of bad therapists out there, and as well, there's a lot of good therapists, and not might be the good therapist for you, just because they might not have the insight on something to be to help talk you through a situation you're going through.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah.
Thank you for indulging me.
No problem. I'm glad to do so. And with
That's
that,
something that I've been, I was ruminating a lot, and I was like, you know what? I think it might be fun to hear somebody else's input on something of a similar note.
well, again, I'm always glad to share, and I got more deets, but that's the level of comfort I'm willing to give, in front of the
Totally
audience
fair.
for now. Because
100% fine.
Thank you. But on that note, I think we are going to wrap up here. Grimmy, thank you so much for coming tonight. I can't stress enough how much I appreciate it. You are fucking wonderful, and I'm making it a vow right now. We do hang out more, flatly.
And we will. Absolutely we will. If you give me permission to do so, I will literally crawl inside your ribcage and I will not leave.
You have my permission. Full consent on that.
Hooray!
Alrighty.
Thank you for having me. This was such a joy.
Likewise. And I thank you, chat, as well, for joining us and for hanging out and hearing us yap. I'm glad so many of you showed up. So many new follows today and so many new faces. And I cannot stress enough how much it means to me. Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm gonna go find someone to go drop all these fine folks on off to. But while I do so,
Yippee.
Grimmy, you got any plans coming up in the near future?
I think I'm streaming on Saturday. Let me double check because this has been a liminal week. I thought yesterday was I thought the day before yesterday was Wednesday.
A liminal week on the... Actually, no, it was last week that the Backrooms came out. Fuck! The joke's
Damn it.
ruined!
Hold on. What am I streaming? Yes, on Saturday I'm playing Repo. And I'll be having whoever of my friends is willing to indulge me hanging out and dying a lot while smashing radium bowls on top of my head.
Jesus Christ.
It's so bad. I have never been able to successfully take one of the uranium dog bowls to like any of the thing, I always smash it on my own head at some point or another. So my goal in playing Repo is at some point to be able to successfully get one single uranium dog bowl.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, folks. And for me, tomorrow we got more Tunic. Saturday we got, Cult of the Lamb. We got some Cult of the
Hey.
Lamb. And beyond all of that, sometime later on this month, we're gonna have the launch of the, Dark Heresy campaign that we got coming up, and we got my birthday in like 2 weeks. I got a lot
oh my
of
God,
things
it's
cooking.
so close.
I know, I'm turning old, and I'm slowly dying of old.
Is it the big milestone?
No, it's hold on, I have to add on the numbers I fluff it up with because Angel.
Oh, I understand.
13,800,767,033 years old.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow, that's still a pretty big milestone.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna rage.
You're like everything after that point is pretty much the
Everything
same.
after the big 3-0, it kind of just is like, damn, I'm still around, aren't I?
I'm still kicking. All right.
I'm still standing better than I ever did. All right, I'm throwing you guys over to Reyna because Reyna's having her summer ratatathon. That's weird. She's a mouse. Anyway, she's reading Redwall right now, and I fucking love Redwall. So, we're gonna change up the raid message. If you guys know Redwall, you know Ball, and you know understand why this phrase matters. If we can spam I am that is in her chat, I'd really appreciate that. If you have access to my emotes, feel free to use them. If not, feel free to substitute them with your own. Just let Reyna know who sent you on over. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone else in between or otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Make sure you're following Grim here. They're gonna be doing great things, and I fucking adore them. Alrighty. Have a goodbye, folks. A good night, folks. Mwah. Bye-bye!